Good morning. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Everybody buckled in and ready to go? Let me know you can hear me. I've got my AirPod in. I actually started correctly today. We should be on my second channel, All the Nonsense. And then we also are on Rumble. So we are streaming to both my secondary channel and my Rumble account. I got a cat visitor that just jumped up in the window beside me. So are you guys ready to get back into part 4? Oh, Cooper's here. Cooper is here and ready to go. So is Hank. There's Hank right there. Say hi. He's like, nope, not doing it. All right. Everybody ready? Let's go. We got a lot to talk about. How do I make you a mod? I wonder. Revival on Rumble. I'm not sure how to mod you. Okay, well, I'll figure that out later. Rumble's fine. It'll be fine. All right. How is everybody doing? Listen, there is a lot going on. Thank you, Gypsy, for being over there and hitting the thumbs up on the Rumble account. I appreciate you. I'll figure out how to add mods on Rumble down the road. It'll be fine. If anything pops off over there, just let me know and I will handle it. It's not something I'm super concerned about. Okay, so this situation is getting wilder and wilder by the day. And there's some things we need to talk about. So today will be part 4 that we will be getting into with Queen Bee, but we kind of need to talk about current situations that are going on to understand how muddy this is getting, because it's actually really simple, but you got to piece them out. And the intent by design is to confuse and create chaos. So look over there, not over here. Situations per usual. You thought it was Monday until an hour ago. Yeah, it kind of, I mean, this week it's been crazy. Well, the last few weeks have been crazy. Actually, the last few months have been pretty crazy. If I need to abruptly end today, just a heads up, it's because I have a little one home sick. She's not little, but one of the littles is home with the flu. So, back to school germs. They've been in school for about a month now, and they're going around and around. Couple things. People have reached out, checking on allegedly speculating. Y'all, she's got a great support system in her home. She is managing as well as she can. Yeah, last night was a rough situation. It was absolutely rough, but I, of course, am not in her shoes. So I can only do what I can. That was a rough situation, and it was exactly what they wanted her to do. I don't deal with anxiety and things like that, so I don't know. It's just, but I could tell, like, I was getting anxious watching it, and I felt really bad. However, this situation has taken such a different turn, and it's definitely not what it's about. And I want to kind of talk about that because it's getting so mixed up into all of this stuff. there's a lot that's being mixed in here and it needs to be separated out. I'm not going to focus heavily on that, but there's this demand for me to fix all these situations. It's not something I can fix. And it's a lot coming from subs and other creators that are trying to intentionally muddy the water. That situation is going to be what it is for the most part. But there's a few things that I do want to point out because I have no, like, I am not going to sit here and tell you how to feel about her emailing Stefan Stearns. I wasn't around at that point in time. I didn't know allegedly speculating, so I didn't know that was done. I wouldn't have been okay with it. But at the end of the day, she's a grown adult. I'm a complete stranger. Do I agree with it today? Absolutely not. But at the same time, she took accountability and addressed this over a year ago. Over a year ago, this was all handled, talked about, and people are entitled to feel how they want to feel. I don't even have a problem with people doing content on it and talking about it now for the people who didn't know and had some sort of feelings on it. I don't have a problem with that. That's not where the issue lies here. Where the issue lies is how they are trying to bring everybody else into it and make it all of our fault and responsibility. And if we support this creator on YouTube or if we're friends with this person, then we too are pedo sims, which she isn't even. Like it's gotten such a weird piece of movement. I don't even know. But I want to show you a few things right quick because it's really taken on a different thing and people are really laying heavy into it. Granny didn't have a problem with it. And it's so funny to me that she continues to try and like justify her actions. She didn't have any problem with it. It's just what it is. She didn't have a problem with wanting to talk to Stefan Stearns' mom. None of this mattered. None of this mattered until now. And that's the problem I'm having. Like White Boy did a video talking about the seriousness of photos getting sent to prison. He's right. That type of content around this and like using it as a warning of be careful, please, doing anything like this going forward or awareness, that's not an issue. But what's happening with it is the people who are being paneled to discuss this topic have different motivations about why it is. And that's clear as day to all of us who have been around this group of people. And we know what their motivations are. It's look over there, not over here. And they're attaching themselves to this group of creators from the prison community. And again, I have no shade towards them at all. I don't know them. They don't know me. But if you are going to host people to mention my name and talk shit on me on your panel, when you know fuck all about what you're talking about and they're lying to you, I'm going to have something to say about it. So I'm going to kind of take us on a little bit of a walk. We're not going to get caught there in the weeds there because I've said what I've said. I'm not here to change your opinions. You can have your opinions. You can feel how you want to, but you're not going to continue to target a bunch of random people who know a person through YouTube and make everybody suffer consequences for something that we didn't even do, including targeting and initiating and being part of real life. You want to use this as an awareness tool? Okay, do that. But what this is being used for is targeted harassment. And they've muddied the water so much about all these other situations that what they're saying isn't even honest at this point. And anytime you are facilitating elevated truth on your panel to discuss serious situations like this, you've lost me straight up. Because that man accused me of sexual assault off of calling him erectile dysfunction. That man is actively, I can see you, Jay. That man is actively trying to get somebody hurt. He is. And it's not just allegedly speculating. It's a pattern of behavior. It is over and over again. And he, in my opinion, for the most part, needs to be iced out. I'm going to show you one clip today of him and Queen because it needs to be shown because it shows clearly the intent behind what is happening here. And then we're going to move on to part 4. But stop demanding me to feel some sort of way. I guess they dropped the link last night. I got a couple emails. I didn't even respond, telling me or demanding that I go up on panel. Why am I going to go up on panel and defend a situation that I have nothing to do with? Oh, because Elevated Truth keeps bringing us up, and now they're trying to like dig into all these. Stop it. It's pathetic. And I'm sorry. I'm just going to start here. This is from P&O. This is whose channel they were on last night. And no shade to him. I just have a hard time with people not doing their research on what they're talking about. But this right here said all I needed to see or hear about this situation from them. Again, no shade. They obviously didn't do their research, and that's okay. I'll do it for them.
Cross her mind when she was now. Listen, and I heard her.
So this is P&O, the channel that all of them went on last night. So it's gone from White Boy to White Boy brought awareness about like prisoners passing pictures around. He handled it way differently, but then it went to that YouTube Streets panel, and now it's gone to this P&O. These people are part of the ex-prison community, and I guess they dabble in true crime from what I understand. But this right here told me all I needed to know.
We'll play her little side of the story. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody, but I heard your excuse, right? And your excuse was, and shout out to Guilty of Crime, because Guilty of Crime is a great journalist. You said
right there, shout out to Guilty of Crime. Guilty of Crime is a great journalist. So this right then, I was done. Never gonna like take anything beyond that as factual. And the reason I say that is because if you are having a hard time with allegedly speculating, talking to Stephen Stearns, and that's supposedly the premise of all of this, was because allegedly speculating emailed with Stephen Stearns. That's the big, huge push, is that how dare she? She's such a terrible person. Well, Guilty of Crime also messaged with Stephen Stearns. So that shows me that they don't care about the actual messaging with Stephen Stearns. They are part of a targeted hate campaign against allegedly speculating, because I see it all the same. If you're going to have such an issue with her doing it, then we're going to have an issue across the board, correct? That's what I would say. But
that because Guilty of Crime spoke to the mother of Stephen Stearns, you felt as if you can speak to Stephen Stearns.
And I don't know if they're maybe confused and do not know the history there, but let me switch my audio right quick so you can hear this. Okay. I'm going to play a clip for you. This is from just the other night on allegedly with Brittany J's panel.
I'm not a trauma channel, and I tried to get Jen Soto locked up.
That is Guilty of Crime speaking. Can you guys hear that?
I've talked to lead detectives, prosecutors, anyone I can. So fuck that.
Oh my gosh.
That should piss me off.
So you didn't speak directly.
You guys can hear that, correct? Yeah, seasons for sure. I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it would be one thing if it was about standing against people, creators, messaging these people in prison. And if we were taking a stance, I guess I would take them more credible in their stance if they stood firmly across this. But they open up their segment with shouting out Guilty of Crime. Well, guess what?
That should piss me off.
So you didn't speak directly to Stephen?
No, with JPay, but I read all of the messages to you guys.
She spoke to him through JPay. Yes, she messaged with Stephen Stearns also. What she's referencing is JPay, which is the messaging system. She not only speaks to Stephen Stearns' mother, but also Stephen Stearns himself. So how are they having such a issue with allegedly speculating? Why are they being okay with the targeted harassment of allegedly speculating and then saying somebody else is a great journalist? You see where I kind of get lost in the sauce here of, well, then I guess,
Read all of the messages to you guys. Every message that I've sent has been very transparent.
Every message that I sent has been very transparent. So was allegedly speculating. She read them all out on her channel. Every bit of it.
To you guys. Every message.
Here, I'll play it again just in case.
So you didn't.
Maybe they didn't know, but this is also, there's channels on Rumble that have exposed Guilty of Crime for her foul, disgusting behavior. This is where I just go, what the fuck are we even doing here? It's exactly the same to me. Don't you guys see it the same? Again, I am not trying to justify any of it, but when they're trying to demand, and I'm talking about Elevated Truth, Granny, Queen Bee, the people that we overlap with, when they are trying to demand that we have such a, no, you're facilitating and hanging out with people who are okay with Guilty of Crime doing the exact same thing. It's the double standards for me and the hypocrisy that I just can't get down with. But I don't see Guilty of Crime being doxxed, harassed, her family being gone at, riddles being done, threatening being done, threatening of our subs that is happening because of this. I don't see any of that happening.
Speak directly to Stefan.
And here, I'll play it one more time. And then I'll play a couple more parts where they mention Guilty of Crime.
Didn't speak directly to Stefan.
No, with JPay. But I read all of the messages to you guys. Every message that I've sent has been very transparent. But I didn't talk on the phone. It was JPay. And I talked to Deb on the phone.
She talks to Stefan Stern's mom, Deb, on the phone. She emails back and forth through JPay with Stefan Stearns. No different than what allegedly speculating did.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to have people trying to shame me for that shit. If you got something to say it to me right now.
So, I mean, that is what it is. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat any of it. I don't agree with it, but you're not going to make me responsible for it. And the reason why they're bringing it out is because this has been months and months. This same setup that they are using with allegedly speculating was similar tactics to everything that they've used. And I'm talking about everything that Elevated Truth, Queen, Clue, Cletus, they've done the same exact thing. Every situation and setup, they get all of this huge outrage, this selective outrage. They start platforming it. They did these tours trying to target Jay and, oh, Jay is so bad, demanding that if you fuck with Jay, don't ever come back here again. We've seen this before. They're doing the exact same thing. Well, now they're on channels that are absolutely okay with people messaging Stefan Stearns because they're shouting out Guilty of Crime who messages with Stefan Stearns. And if you're going to try to make a stance against people messaging these monsters, then the same fucking thing goes across the board, correct? I mean, it is what the fuck it is. But this is why people lose me with their bullshit. Let's continue to go on because they mention her throughout. And I just don't get the double standards. But if you're going to let Elevated Truth get up there and talk shit on a bunch of us, I suggest you understand what the fuck you're getting into.
About the books on the tape or on the recordings and all that, yeah. But I mean, still back once again, circle back, a mother's love, right? But she's not guilty of these things. Stefan Stearns is.
And that goes back to what I was saying about, and yes, to answer your question, shout out to Queen Bee.
And doing all of this performative outrage takes away from what the monster actually did. It does not highlight the victim. It's re-victimizing a victim because now, instead of Maddie being honored in any capacity, you stand against what she's doing or what she did over a year ago. You don't stand across the board. And these fuckers that you're platforming, Elevated Truth and his little gaggle of fucking cockadoodle don'ts, the hens that never could, are making you guys look foolish as fuck. Sorry, just going to say what it is. You seem fine. You seem nice as fuck. But there's way more to the story of why they're involved in this and why they're using this. They don't give a fuck about Maddie. They're trying to target people and they use these situations to do it. over and over again. And let me be very clear, P&O and any of your other crew, they used a pedophile to try and set up another creator. This isn't the first time we've seen this. They used an actual pedophile that one of them was married to try and set up Jay for Justice, because she asked this douchebag on your panel a question about sick theories he had in a missing child's case. There's a lot more to it. And if you actually want to know the truth, then you'll seek it out. It seems like it's probably just content, which no shade. But if you're going to actually want factual information, you might want to do some research.
For that question, to answer your question, I do support Guilty of Crime. I watch her channel. Guilty of Crime is a true crime YouTuber. She covered the Stephens. This is actually how I became familiar with Guilty of Crime, is because she was actively covering Stephen Stearns the same time I was
actively talking to Stephen Stearns. So again, the hypocrisy is astounding. So Elevated Truth should be like, so you guys are okay with people who talk to monsters, pedophiles. So Elevated Truth just sat back. Does that mean you're going to threaten them like you did the rest of us? Does that mean that you're going to threaten these guys because they're okay with a creator who reached out and talked to Stephen Stearns? Because we all got threatened. If we didn't do something, say something, stand somewhere, we all got threatened. Remember this, Elevated Truth? Where's that energy? Are you going to tell your new friends this?
No. I know that I am going to make it my personal mission to expose each and every one of you subs and creators. I will make sure I do everything within my legal ability to find out who you are and post your name online on a list of pedophile simps, along with your comments that you made in support.
Well, according to what you've been doing and saying, you would be meaning that towards P&O too.
I will spend the next year paying private investigators to find out who you are, so that the internet knows that you support a murderous pedophile. And if you think for a motherfucking second that I will not do it, you've lost your goddamn mind.
So that threat was to all of us who don't agree with what AS did. We don't have to agree with it. I wasn't around for it. I didn't do it. She handled it. She apologized. She dealt with it a year ago. That's it. That's all. But you're not going to force me to feel some sort of way, especially when the panels that you're going on are promoting somebody else who spoke directly to Stephen Stearns.
I was actively covering.
So it's the exact same. So P&O is cool with Guilty of Crime, just like I choose to be fine with allegedly speculating. Do I agree with their decisions to talk to Stephen Stearns? Absolutely not. But where's that energy, Elevated Truth? Why'd you sit back in your channel or in your chair?
Stearns.
Right.
But
Did it hit you between the fucking eyes? The hypocrisy of how pathetic you look?
back to what you were saying is Guilty of Crime was speaking to Stephen's mom.
Which clip, Jay? The threat from Elevated Truth, Jay? It's from Independent Thinker. Here, let me drop you the link for it if that's the one you're talking about, girl. Sorry, it's still early over here, and I worked this morning, and now I'm doing this. There you go, Jay.
Like Krupp said, Stephen's mom is not a girlfriend.
So he confided in his mama that he had a girlfriend. So that
see, and here's the thing. I don't think maybe they don't know. Maybe they have no idea that Guilty of Crime talked to Stephen Stearns. But this is the part that, where the fuck are you, Queen? Where are you? Because you fucking know that Guilty of Crime. You reviewed the panel of Guilty of Crime on Britney's and heard her fucking say that she spoke to Stephen Stearns. So why didn't you interrupt and say, wait a second, we're calling out allegedly speculating for talking to Stephen Stearns, but hold up, so did guilty of crime. So now I'm not cool with her speaking. If we're going to have equal treatment across the board, then that's going to be equal across the board, correct? Because now, let me be very clear, what they're doing is trying to use their new little friends. And again, no shade to these guys. They have no fucking clue what the hell's going on. But they're trying to use these guys to now dig into Jay for justice and her involvement in the Watts case, because this has fuck all to do with anybody taking a moral stance or having some ethics. This is a targeted harassment campaign that has been ongoing. They don't give a shit about using pedophiles when they used a pedophile to try and set Jay up. They don't give a shit about what allegedly speculating did. Granny's watching, who was in your chat falling all over herself because, God forbid, that's exactly what she does every fucking time, was in that fucking chat as those emails were being read, laughing and totally fine with it. The fucking selective outrage right now is because all of them have been caught up in fucking bullshit scams and lying for a fucking setup. At the same time that all of them are involved with parents of a missing child who they think harmed the child. Let's just be clear here. And they go get their hair and nails did with who they suspect is guilty. Fucking around in an active goddamn case of a missing child. Save the fucking moral outrage for somebody who believes it, because none of you stand for fucking shit. And that's just what it is. And here you go. Once again, here's the clip.
I'm not a trauma channel, and I tried to get Jen Soto locked up. I've talked to lead detectives, prosecutors, anyone I can. So fuck that.
She talked to prosecutors, lead detectives, anyone she can.
Oh my God.
That should piss me off.
So
Somebody who has no credentials, as they claim, interfering in an active case, correct? Because again, save the fucking outrage for your goddamn mama. I ain't fucking here with it. Truth.
you didn't speak directly to Stephen?
No, with JPay. But I read all of the messages to you guys.
JPay is the messaging system through prison, because guess what, fuckers? That's what we used to talk to my sister when she was in prison.
Every message that I've sent has been very transparent.
Every message that I've sent has been very transparent. So again, where's the honesty about guilty of crime also messaging with Stephen Stearns? Or did you not know because you didn't do your research and your newfound friends that you're paneling over here didn't tell you that they all know that guilty of crime was also messaging with Stephen Stearns? But that's not the target they want. They want allegedly speculating, because allegedly speculating is connected to me, and they can't shut me the fuck up about all of their fucking bullshit. And that's that. Craziness. What did you say, Queen? What's your favorite word? Crazy work? Yeah, bitch, this was crazy work that you thought this was going to slide. Your friends over here really don't know what the fuck you're about at all, do they? So, multiple times, guilty of crime is shouted out, and what a good ethical journalist she is. Meanwhile, she's messaging with Stephen Stearns too. Admitted it. So I guess we should get the pitchforks out and start threatening her entire chat too, right? Elevated Truth, according to what you're demanding. I guess we should be threatening the guys you're sitting on panel with. Nah, we don't act like you. It's fucking disgusting. Save your fucking outrage for somebody who believes it. And now you have Clue and Cletus. It wasn't Truth, just so you know. They fucking cloned allegedly speculating in Stephen Stearns' voice to make it sound like she was having calls with him. Again, the hypocrisy is fucking incredible. And I want to show you something else that just disgusts me. So this is their other friend, YouTube Streets. Another one from the prison community. Again, I have no shade. I'm just telling you where they're from. I don't give a shit. Your past, your anything like that. But let's call it what the fuck this is. This is cute, huh? So we went from white boy lockdown, doing a live stream, talking about awareness of like prisoners passing around pictures and stuff and how scary that can be, and worried for her family that if that was done, you know, targeting her family. White boy was pretty kind about the situation and tried to use it to bring awareness. Except now these guys are making a mockery and putting a direct target on her back. So you're meaning to tell me that some random strangers aren't going to come across this and think that this is actually a real photo? So now YouTube streets, you're a part of a targeted campaign to get this woman and her family hurt? Because that's what's going on here. That's exactly what's going on here. And not only are they photoshopping her in next to Stephen Stearns, they're also photoshopping her next to Epstein. The very people who don't give a fuck about the victims of Epstein are now using Epstein's horrific crimes to try and play YouTube games. Once again, using victims and their stories for YouTube fucking fodder. And you want to see that? Here, I'll show you. Give me a second. This is, oh, Jay, are you still here? I don't know if you've seen this account before or not. This is in Cluminati's Discord. Feel how you want. I don't agree with what Jess did. I don't agree with messaging Stephen Stearns, but you're not going to make me responsible for it, and you're not going to use it to target me or anybody else, especially when the people that are paneling you, hosting you, facilitating your bullshit are very good and shouting out another person who messaged with Stephen Stearns. And when you're using photos of absolute monsters to try and continue to put a target on her back, yeah, I got zero to think or feel. But I want to take us back to this. This is courtesy of Lala Lauren. She clipped this. And I want to show you how they are intertwining the situations currently to try and get somebody hurt. Welcome in, everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't, and share this out if you wouldn't mind. We're on my backup channel and on Rumble because I'm not giving the striking, fucking pathetic bitch who can't handle being asked for the receipts that she promised her community and then has lied so fucking extensively she can't even see straight anymore.
A lot of personal information on these fucking websites and on YouTube, and they don't realize, there's people behind it that could potentially be predators, pedos. I mean, supporters. You know what I mean? You never really know. Well, there's people that are following no since that may potentially not know anything about this bullshit.
People who are following me, really, Queen. See how muddy this is getting? I have nothing to do with this. I don't do true crime. I didn't message Stephen Stearns. I don't have people's private information. I don't collect people's private information like you do, Queen. That's not me. The only people's information and addresses that I have are my mods because I mailed them candy. You sit next to people who supposedly sell a bunch of items and they have collected people's addresses in the most nefarious ways. Clue. Truth. That's not me. And how fucking dare you try to muddy the waters here and put me in the middle of this shit? Fuck you, bitch. Real good. Try to avoid the demand of receipts. That's why you're being called out, because you're, in my opinion, a fucking fraud based on your own fucking words. And I'm entitled to say that because I have clip of after clip of you fucking changing stories. Not even just around the amount of money you collected, But the lies on top of lies about court orders that you can't show, you are such a fucking pathetic liar that you have platformed this dangerous fucking man who is trying to get somebody actively hurt.
A lot of personal information.
Say it again.
On these fucking websites and on YouTube, and they don't realize, you know, there's people behind it that could potentially be predators, pedos. I mean, supporters. You know what I mean? You never really know. Well, there's people that are following no sense say, you know, may potentially not know anything about this bullshit, and then go over there.
Why do people that are following me need to know anything about this? I don't do true crime, and I'm sure as fuck not messaging anybody, and I sure the fuck am not ripping people off. Queen, good try though. Good fucking try here. Trying to slide it in. Why would that matter with anything I do? Oh, once again, you're trying hard to make sure that nobody fucking listens to my content because it shows your ass on a fucking platter. And real quick, because I get it. There's some weird competition in the space of exposing Queen. There's some people that are feeling some sort of way about some of us talking about this. Queen brought me into this. Queen blamed me for bringing up burnt toast. Queen blamed me for opening Pandora's box and saying that burnt toast was in it. That's what piqued my interest, because I was passing a message along to Queen that she owed people receipts that she had promised them publicly and privately, to which she started attacking me and bringing burnt toast up and trying to toss her in my direction that I had done something. No, that's not how this went. But that's why I'm doing coverage on her, because she brought me into this. And yeah, it's important to me to lay it out, the facts of how this all went. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm not trying to take credit for anything. That's why I'm involved and why I'm doing content on it. I'm doing content on it the way I do content on everything. A timeline of their own fucking words. One thing I'm going to ask is, this is an open chat. I'm allowing everybody in my chat at this point, unless you are really causing chaos and then the mods are booting you. However, if you can't respect me and be a grown fucking adult with people in the chat that you might not like or agree with, and you can't be an adult and block that person, and you have to continue to just poke and poke and poke, you're disrespecting me. I've made the decision to allow open conversations because I need to hear things that I might not know from people that I might not even care for. There's many pieces to this, but if you keep disrespecting me by not being a grown-up and taking your shit somewhere else, or blocking the person, then you will be blocked. Not right now, Karma. They aren't, but it's been happening. And the disrespect and the trying to like make people feel some sort of way for coming in the chat. Take your shit somewhere else. Block them. Do something. But it's disrespectful as fuck to me and my mods, because I'm choosing to allow for an open chat for a reason.
They're, you know, buddy up with her, and the next thing you know, she got their information and she could be giving it to Stephen Stearns. Who the fuck? We don't know. We don't know what the fuck she's doing with it.
Well, it's not. I mean, Stephen Stearns, but then you all act like motherfuckers.
Or anybody for that matter.
Well, then, but people. Act
I
like,
want everybody here, and actually, I've really enjoyed the open conversations. But I went back and saw some of the shit that, and I was not impressed with some of the things being said. Look, you don't have to like everybody, but stop the bullshit. Okay, pay attention. I'm gonna back this all the way up and restart this, because this bitch is trying hard as fuck. That's why they're taking our names to all these other platforms and these panels and mixing me and Jay and all this other shit into their outrage about allegedly speculating. What the fuck?
A lot of personal information on these fucking websites and on YouTube, and they don't realize, you know, there's people behind it that could potentially be predators, pedos. I mean, supporters. You know what I mean? You never really know. Well, there's people that are following no sense say, you know, may potentially not know anything about this bullshit, and then go over there and, you know, buddy up with her, and the next thing you know, she got their information and she could be giving it to Stephen Stearns.
Right there, she's trying to imply that I'm talking to Stephen Stearns. Never have I ever, nor would I. Right there, because of how Queen tries to slickly get past shit right here. Oh, nonsense might get your information and pass. I've never talked to this man. You are a dangerous fucking liar. And you see how willing and how low she is willing to go to try and get anybody off her ass about the receipts?
Fuck, we don't know. We don't know what the fuck she's doing with it.
Well, it's not. I mean, Steph concerns, but then you all act like
Or
motherfuckers.
anybody for that matter.
Well, then, but people act like prisoners don't trade pictures.
Oh,
And here you are talking to the man who collects people's addresses, and it has to go through his mods. So not only does he have your private information, his mods have your private information, and his best buddy who sent out Sebastian Rogers bracelets has everybody's address. And you're worried about me? Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking bullshit. I am so fed up with the double standards and the targeted campaign by Elevated Truth, Queen Bee, Granny's Watching, Clue and Cletus, and all of their little claronies. Y'all are a fucking travesty. Can you imagine when P&O and YouTube Streets find out about all your discussions with parents of a missing child and how you've been trying to set them up and doing all the things? Did Clue tell him that she's working with the cops, according to Truth, to bring them down? That means going to the hair salons and shit like that. I mean, if you want to take a stance against people fucking with active cases, I'm with you. I'm absolutely fucking with you. But let's take it across the board instead of this double standard and the hypocrisy that I need a fucking snorkel to swim through because it's so fucking deep.
Definitely fucking do.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole lot of stuff that this community's not aware of either that goes on in the prison.
And
Another reason why both of us are kind of like, what the fuck are you doing?
right. And let me just say this. I am completely aware. And the other reason was I knew I was going to say some things that were going to be controversial. And I want to say this. If I offended anybody last night, my apologies to you. But the main reason why I was as graphic as I was, without being extremely, I could have been way worse, was because I wanted people to...
Karma, I wanted to respond to that. They paid Granny off. Yeah, real funny how Granny's sitting in that chat, hanging out, being totally fine with what allegedly Speculating was doing by emailing Stephen Stearns, wanted to talk to Deb Stearns herself, was totally okay with it. And now she's got this whole other rewrite of stories and situations and how she was, not bullshit. That's why she hid all of her Maddie content. Let's stop this shit. Why don't you ask Granny about all of the communications and all the things that her and Truth theorized and concocted behind the scenes about Sebastian's case? Stop the fucking bullshit. And it's real interesting that he raised money for Granny when he did, considering he just threatened everybody else that if you were okay with what allegedly Speculating did, you were going on his list. Oh, well, Granny should be fucking top of that list, isn't she? Oh, instead you raised close to $5,000 for her. Talk about some proving of Rico, an organized crime syndicate. Well, isn't that what she was accused of by Nick the Hat?
to understand beyond the actual basic words what this woman was asking this man to do and what those conversations would have to entail if you were asking for details or looking for details.
Oh, shit. Hannah, guilty of crime, also sold merch with Maddie's face on it. Took her dad's attorney sending paperwork to get her to pull the merch. And yes, I have receipts. Sorry, I'm behind. Well, shocking, not shocking. Look, I'm not here to tell you how to feel about allegedly speculating, emailing Stephen Stearns. I'm never going to, because I don't agree with it myself. But I'm not going to sit here and berate her and put a target on her family. And I'm not going to allow her to be lied on. And Julie Skolnick, who tried to get felony charges and an RO on somebody that didn't do fuck all to them because they want to get Brittany and Craig fucked off too. This isn't about seeking justice against BJ, Craig, Jay, allegedly speculating, myself, insert name. This is a targeted hate campaign of people they can't shut up and won't back down to them. That's what this is. These people are some of the grimiest fucks. And cloning somebody's voice, ooh, Cletus, good work there. I love it for you.
Exactly. That's what she said. I was feeding his ego to get details. I wanted to get details that nobody else could get. And I said, yesterday afternoon on my fucking stream, I said, well, you know what? Those same fucking hands that are writing you those goddamn letters and you know, that are, you know, trying to fucking buddy up with you are the same hands that took her innocence, are the same hands that went around this little girl, are the same hands that murdered her.
And that's exactly, I literally said the same thing, Queen.
Right, Mercedes girl. The day that that's ever true. Here's the funny thing. Do you realize how much of an attempt that they have made for 8 fucking months to tell everybody privately and publicly that I'm in a mental health crisis? They even went to the extent of trying to tell you guys Kyle was gone. My own subs who saw Kyle almost daily while he was home redoing our bathroom, saw the progress of our remodel, everything. They, at the same time that you guys know what the hell is going on, you very clearly see Kyle. They're out here telling you that my man left, my kids aren't here, like all of these fucking crazy stories while they're trying to put on this show that I've lost my mind. If this is me losing my mind, I'd be real fucking scared, bitches. Because if there's a calm side of me that's calmer than this, oh hell. Holy shit. Run as fast as you can. Because if this is me being unhinged and manic, imagine what I can do when I'm calm and not in crisis, even though I'm not. All of these creators, Clue, Cletus, Truth, Granny, Queen, Julie Skolnick, Cheesy Weezy was even sending messages to people privately and admitted to it. I didn't know it was burnt toast. One of them, she was saying it other places. That has been their campaign for almost 8 months because they don't have anything on me. They've tried to every direction. They've tried to rewrite my history. They've tried to every single thing. They've tried to intimidate me by targeting my family. That didn't work. None of it. And it's all because they got fucking outed for the same type of setups that he's about to try here and all these links and shit that he tried to do against Crimology, Amber FAFO, Jay, to say that they were responsible for everything when he did that in November. He's going to try to do the same exact thing in this situation, and it doesn't work at all. It's actually pathetic, but it's a typical Truth. Things connect that don't connect. He's playing Connect 4 with crayons that have already been eaten.
That's crazy that you said that, but it shows that it's a common sense fucking thought.
I see you.
And like
Josie
I said
Joe.
before, I'm going to make it even more clear. I'm not looking for you to follow my channel. I'm not looking for you to like me.
I became unemployed. My family left me, everything. And meanwhile, none of that happened. But they needed to teach and tell their audience that over and over again. The more they say it, the more it came true, right? No, it never was true. And Granny's over there heading a lot of this campaign. Oh, yeah. Don't think I don't know for a second that a lot of this is coming directly from Granny. Why do you think it's coming from Granny? Because Granny knows in time she will be exposed. Like I said, she don't have to worry about me. There's a million people ready to expose her ass. Granny is trying to milk this for all she can because when it crashes, it's going to fucking crash just like it is for Queen.
My channel, I'm not looking for none of that.
You don't only get to scam your audience for thousands of dollars and thousands of dollars. Probably hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point for her to, and get away with it for so long. You can continue to point the direction at Britney all you want, but those same things that you and your buddies are doing to Britney absolutely will be done to you because you have 2 gifts and goes with 0 transparency. And the victim of being sued will only go so far, Granny. Welcome to the fucking real world. You're playing in the big girl league now.
What I'm looking for you.
Your trauma community should have taught you something. You got away with a lot there. Welcome to the fucking pasture.
To do is that for one time, set your bullshit aside about what creator you like and you don't like and take a stand for a 13-year-old little girl, 14-year-old little girl that lost her life to the hands of this monster. And someone within the community that we are in made it an intimate relationship to the point where she thought it was appropriate to make this man choose between him and between her and his mother. That is deep. That is super deep seated. And I will not.
And here they are trying to like make this out to be. I'm not going to justify those messages, but it is very clear what she was trying to do. She was trying to get him to admit to shit. Again, I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. No, you guys, Amy's saying like all the different rumors that Pointer Lover, that's the rumor that they've been pushing is that my niece is, she's just repeating some of the rumors that they've been telling and passing around about me that are completely untrue. that my girls went back, like all this weird fucking shit. Meanwhile, my sister was just here and you guys got to talk to her too. Like all of the fucking bullshit. You should know some of the other stuff that you guys don't know that they're doing. It's intentional, but it's not working. But pay attention to what this creep is about to do.
Between him and between her and his mother.
And again, if you're just coming in, the reason I'm doing this is because you need to separate these situations out. Elevated truth, in my opinion, needs to be iced out as much as possible. Unfortunately, to show you guys the truth of what's happening here, I have to play some of this. But this man is dangerous. He's unhinged, and he is trying to get somebody hurt. They were stalking Jay's son. She talked about that. Go listen to her if you would like to. They're going after my children. They've been going after allegedly speculating. And Brittany J, you've heard what elevated truth and the fucking disgusting theories and the thoughts that he has had about Brittany J and Greg. This isn't me defending any of these people independently. It's me defending the fucking truth. And what they are doing to Brittany J has hit an all-time low that is truly disgusting and disturbing.
That is deep. That is super deep seated. And I will not shut up about it. She still has the merch up. She still has another.
Bro, $100 fucking for a hoodie of Madison.
No, that's not even. Wait, have you not gone?
And again, the site set the price. It's an Under Armour hoodie. It's an emoji. Again, don't agree with this shit. She didn't take it down because as soon as she attempted to take it down, then she'll be hiding stuff. She wants it gone. They might have taken it down now, but she didn't take it down because everything she would have done, if she would have taken that down, they would have said she was hiding shit. There was a reason she left it up for transparency purposes, and she spoke on this a year ago. But you see how they're selectively not mentioning that guilty of crime, who is good buddies with the channel that they're going on to expose these horrible people that talk to pedophiles. Fucking get out of here. Dangly, I've never sat on a rocker. No, don't need to rock. I'm calm, cool, collected. I'm sorry that you're caught up in the fucking bullshit and can't piece it apart. Sorry that you believe the blatant lies that you're being told.
To her the fucking Pinterest that she's selling shit on.
Fuck no, I thought that sure was on the Pinterest.
Oh no, go to the Pinterest. That's a whole other level of selling shit.
We're here. Let me go grab the
Oh, wait a second. Let me just drop some things on you then while I'm just sitting here. Okay, because
because like I said, my fucking ass fucking fell asleep. Right?
Now I remind you. Remember February 8th when I hosted that panel and tried to weed through all of Truth's riddles about Jay and the private links. Oh, by the way, cram it. Oh, cram it. Are you still feeling some sort of way that you got exposed? You know, maybe we should tell your new friends from the prison community how you like to impersonate ex-law enforcement officers and email to content farm people, such as Brittany J, with your buddies Queen and Clue. Back in June of 2025, you were impersonating Law and Crime, Duty Ron, all these other people because you guys were content farming the fuck out of BJ. And now you're making songs trying to imply that I was on drugs. Never have I ever. But I love how you are shaming an entire group in recovery, slighting addicts, which I'm not. I mean, I'm addicted to Camel Lights and Diet Coke. Not a drug user, never have been. Eat gummies, have no problem with marijuana whatsoever. But how fucking pathetic and ridiculous do you look? Could I take it down? Absolutely. Do I care? Nope. The more you do, the more slander and defamation, the better. Carry on, Cramit, you pathetic, AI, unoriginal, weird loser.
I was fucking tired. I can't lie. I was tired as fuck.
Hold on.
But somebody said, it's extreme criminal exploitation and while education and journalistic coverage of true crime cases is protected by First Amendment, physical merchandise created for commercial profit.
If you're going to, Revival, if you're going to insult me, at least try something new because the fucking bullshit ain't working. And look, there's 375 of you on my backup channel, my unmonetized backup channel. Queen wouldn't know what that's like to do something that doesn't have a dollar sign behind it. The truth fucking matters to some of us.
Not share those broad protections of the merchandise depicts, recreates, or details the explicit
Thank you.
abuse for a minor. It triggers major state and federal crime charges. Oh, damn.
Well, let me ask you this, Queen. You like Pinterest, right?
Yeah, I love.
Oh, and one other thing. Sorry, I got a lot to say, obviously. I love how they're flexing by having connections with some of these people that have big channels, trying to get their viral moment. Oh, yeah, your viral moment's going to look real good when you're sitting and paneling with people who shout out and talk about what great journalists people who talk to Stefan Stearns are. I can't wait for this viral moment, Truth. I'm so happy for you about your viral moment. It's not a flex at all. These guys, I have nothing against them. Absolutely nothing against them. It's just very obvious that they have no fucking clue what you guys are up to and who you are. But sooner or later, they're going to find out that Elevated Truth is out here accusing women who said his nickname was erectile dysfunction one time, accused me of sexual assaults, has been trying to weaponize his trauma for fodder. Like, they're going to feel some sort of way about this badass fucking man who they've been platforming. Oh, the viral moment's going to be amazing, Elevated Truth, when they learn what a piece of fucking garbage you and your friends are, who you've been intentionally trying to get somebody to be harmed. To the extent of condoning a crazy fucking bitch from North Carolina by the name of Julie Skolnick, who took fraudulent fucking charges out. People in the prison community, I'm sure, aren't going to be cool with a fucking bitch who wasn't threatened in any capacity, directly or indirectly, trying to take out felony charges. That's what she wanted, was felony fucking charges on a man that never said a word to her and has never been to her state. I'm sure people in the ex-prison community are going to feel some sort of way about you guys being okay with her creating and misusing the courts to try and get a man and a woman hemmed up on false fucking fabricated charges. In fact, I'm pretty sure they would stand firmly against that shit that Julie Skolnick did, that you're trying to misrepresent and say that we did something to prevent her from getting an RO. Nah, bitch. Superior Court, none of that could be even found out because it's a closed hearing in New Jersey. We couldn't get anything in the RO hearing. The court threw that out because Julie wasn't threatened. Julie withdrew her charges because she got questioned about shit in Illuminati's Discord because it's a targeted harassment campaign. And Julie is just a useful fucking idiot. So while they're on these panels telling you that we prevented a 55-year-old woman who looks like she's going on fucking 80 justice, just know that there was no justice to be served. They were trying to get vigilante justice. You know, the thing that people that have been through the system stand firmly against. False allegations.
But if I was going to share with you an amazing Pinterest page, that would be okay if I said it because it's a good page to go look at. Is that true?
Well, yeah.
I'm allowed to tell you about a Pinterest page that I think everybody should go look at.
I don't see why not.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Granny can say it until the cows come home. In fact, the pasture's getting full and fucking mooing like no other. Granny is kind of leading the charge. I think she might be one of the worst out of it. And man, was I duped. Anyways, blinders are off for sure now. But Granny can say all she wants that Julie was threatened. She never was. And that was based on the court's decision. The court is who threw out the RO and didn't grant her RO. And Brittany and Craig, if you hear me at all, if you listen to anything I say, please, Brittany, do not allow Craig to hear the fucking shit that's being said, because they're baiting you and him to say something reckless so they can try something else. Please be very aware that if he hears all this stuff and pops off, it's going to happen again. They are baiting the shit out of you because a lot of you cannot stop engaging with it and don't know how to navigate this stuff appropriately. And I get it. It's a lot. but they are absolutely trying to bait you and Craig to react. Stop giving it to them because they're walking you right back in it. And at this point, if you do take the bait, that's on you.
Sure, I'm asking just because I think there's no problem with it, but there's this amazing Pinterest page called, I want you to remember this name, Jess and Jason 1987. That's the Pinterest page. That's not a docs. That's a public page on a public app.
So here he goes, directing people to allegedly speculating to Pinterest. He's trying to make things group together that don't. Here's his little conspiracy, the same thing he tried to do with Jay, Crimology, Amber FAFO, the same thing that I exposed him and questioned them on in February is the exact same type of setup that they're trying to do with allegedly speculating. They've got one piece, one little thing, and they're trying to add to it with all of these other situations that just don't work.
While we're at it, I got one for you, Queen. Can you Google for me real quick something if I tell it to you?
Well, that's the dumbest thing to do. Just Samantha and Independent Thinker have been longtime supporters of Queen. So I'm sure they feel some sort of way about the fact that Queen is platforming this douchebag who has been threatening them. Queen has been loving platform and elevated truth because she's doing anything out of her desperate need to look over there, not over here. Sorry, I have a lot to say today, but it's time people start paying attention.
Yep.
And yes, to the person that asked me in my email, will I go on with P&O and those guys? Sure as fuck would. Absolutely. I have nothing to hide, but I'm not going to do it in the middle of anything with Stefan Stearns because I have nothing to do with that. I'll have a conversation with them. Absolutely, about who these people are and what they're doing. But I'm not going to talk about Stefan Stearns because I don't do true crime and I have nothing to do with any emails or anything. So if they want to know the truth of who they're platforming, absolutely, I'll go on. But I'm also not going to sit on a panel with this man who has accused me of sexual assault. I'm not content. And he's accused me of heinous fucking things on top of people around me. I'm not cool with it. So they want to have a conversation with me? Sure. I'm not interested in all this bullshit, though. Not at all.
Okay, can you Google MGTOW TV? And will you please read to your chat the definition of what that platform is?
Absolutely, they are. They're being used, garbage girl.
It just says it's a permit. What MGT? Say this again. So
M is in man, G is in guy, T is in two, O is in Owen, W is in woman, TV.
So mine just pops up and says it's the premier video sharing platform where content creators can freely express their ideas. Then it says the ultimate men's guide to women, dating, marriage, and divorce.
Oh, and this man also accused me of getting his dad's death certificate. He was very slick and didn't directly say my name, but he did one of his riddle situations and set everybody up to believe that I got his dad's death certificate. It's 27 days. He says that he knows who is going real life as fuck and trying to do these things, but he won't release a name of who got his dad's death certificate because it was an entire fabricated lie. Nobody tried to get his dad's death certificate. So those of you that do hang out with this community that they're now hanging out in, you might want to make them aware of this guy setting people up at every turn he can get. So as soon as they start questioning him in any capacity, they too will be targeted with his slick bullshit. Day 27, no proof whatsoever of anybody attempting to get his dad's death certificates.
Keep going.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, that's just
that's what it says. All right, let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, it just throws
Sorry, it's day 28. Did I do my thumbnail wrong or did I do that right?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me pull it up, the actual definition of it.
Yeah, because it just says about us, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just not really giving me too much of a.
Yeah, no, I no worries.
Hey, Olaf.
Wait, since it was first published in the 19th, predatory something, and it just cuts off.
Oh, okay, here we go.
All right.
MGTOW.TV is a video hosting platform built around the broader men going their own way, MGTOW, manosphere community. It works so
And here we go with what he's attempting to do is he's attempting to link allegedly speculating's husband, her significant other, after they dug into him. They're trying to link him to Brittany J's significant other, Craig. There's no link whatsoever. They don't know each other. They've never met. None of these things. There are so many men, including Elevated Truth, that followed this manosphere bullshit, the patriarchy bullshit. It is what it is. But it's funny as fuck to me that Elevated Truth is trying to act like he's not. I think he's ate every pill, the blue and yellow, purple pills. This man is the most egotistical, chauvinistic, misogynistic, extremist, faith manipulator. Everybody that disagrees is a leftist or Antifa piece of shit. It's funny as fuck that they're trying to use this because they thought I would feel some sort of way about this. In fact, he actually directly mentions me in these capacities. I don't give a shit what her husband follows. Kyle follows some of that shit too because he laughs at those fucking losers. So what? The QAnon dummies like you, Elevated Truth, had to have somewhere to go.
somewhat like YouTube. Users can create channels, upload videos, comment, subscribe, and live stream. Its own site emphasizes freedom of expression and information. The site is still active as of today. Its homepage currently describes it as a uncensored video platform for the manosphere and hosts content ranging.
Stay with me today. I probably won't make it like a 12-hour live today, but I've got some shit to show you guys that you're going to fucking crack up over. Queen, you might want to listen for once. I'm going to make you look like the fucking idiot you really are today.
Ranging from dating, relationship commentary to politics, live streams, and material that mainstream platforms may restrict. And you say,
Let me say this very clearly because, and this isn't to you, Josie Joe, but this is to anybody that needs to know. There isn't a single person around me that is left. My mods are all intact. And I mean intact, meaning they're modding for other people who are doing court trials and things like that. Nobody out of our group, my mods, my friends, because that's my group. She has been modding for trials. She mods for other channels, big true crime channels. And she knows that this is fucking drama that we can handle. No big deal. But Pika, because Julie Skolnick renamed her too. She's good. She's just been doing other things, but she's good. Everything's good. Chico's good. Like everybody around me, there is no drama whatsoever with any of us. Not a single issue with the people I'm around. I'm doing the exact same thing that I've always done. I get on here, lay out my content. I talk to my friends. We laugh about some of this shit. We bitch about some of it. Mostly we talk about our lives. Outside of that, Chico just got us down the Reacher rabbit hole. So that's Kyle and I's new show that we're watching. But these are my people. These are my friends. Everything's good here. And they've been trying to rumor around that we've had issues or I have them all. No, I don't. Because we don't even have a group chat. We don't have a Discord. We don't have none of that shit. So please be aware that that's another rumor that they're flying around. Everybody loves Pika. So when they don't see her around for a little bit, they freak out. They're like, oh my God, Pika's good. She's just modding for another channel. And that's way more important. So we're all good. Everybody's good here. Thank you for asking because I know a lot of you care about my mods. But everybody's good. They just also, it's something that's very important to me that they take breaks and protect their mental health. I got this shit. We're good.
okay, that doesn't sound bad. But then let's
But
ask,
thank you for asking about them.
what is the manosphere?
Hey, Dutchie.
Okay. Now, ChatGPT is going to take a second. It says the manosphere is a loose online network of communities focused on men, masculinity, dating, relationships, gender roles, and men's social issues.
I love that they tried this so much. This is so fucking funny to me. This is hysterical to me. Hey, Kelly Cal. No, and I'm glad you asked. It gives me an opportunity to once again, like, tell people very openly Everything's good here. There's no fucking issues whatsoever here. We're all good. They know that I do what I do and I'm damn good at what I do. And I'm very lucky to have the group that I have.
It is not one single movement. It includes very different groups such as MGTOW, men's right activists, red pill dating communities,
She's always fucking lost.
incels, pickup artist communities, and male self-improvement spaces. Some parts focus on issues like father's rights,
I know.
male mental health,
I know
divorce,
she is. Thank you.
S and
Second
Jason,
count.
1987. But funny enough, on this MGTOW.tv, there is a brand new account by the name, I say brand new, a couple months ago, Jess and Jason, 1987. So if we put all that together.
Oh, here we go. Trying to fit square pegs in round holes.
That would mean that the same person that runs the Pinterest is the same person who now has a page on a manosphere
or vice versa, whichever way you want to shove that, it doesn't fit.
Feminist, pretty hardcore against government type platform.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what allegedly speculating significant other follows? Who gives a shit? Why do we care what allegedly speculating significant other follows? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Do you guys give a shit? Because I sure as fuck don't give a shit. But I love watching his little fucking try to take a bunch of red string and connect all these dots. I'm so embarrassed for these motherfuckers.
If you go to that, it says coming soon, page in progress. Now, why would a pedo-loving, intimate relationship having weird ass bitch and her husband have?
None of that's true. Again, she emailed Stefan Stearns, the same thing that guilty of crime, who is respected by the people platforming you, did.
A page on a platform that supports degrading women, men being the almighty, and chauvinism at its greatest.
And again, we're not seeing a goddamn thing. He's telling people where to look because he wants these people doxxed. I don't give a fuck what this man follows. He might be following them to learn what he doesn't ever want to be like. Who fucking knows and who gives a shit what he follows doesn't impact any of us in any capacity on social media. Sorry, that's just the facts. Nobody gives a shit.
Just a question. I think we're still allowed to ask those in America.
Queen Bee will allow any discussion that takes the heat off of where's the fucking receipts of all the thousands of dollars you.
My God, what the fuck? So is that their jam, or like this is what they get into, or what?
Well, it's interesting because
how funny though, the motherfucker who degrades women for a fucking living is sitting here doing this.
You know, if you go and you look a little bit further, because you know we're talking about public platforms, right, and public spaces. There's this really awesome public space that talks about a certain individual, and it lists a TikTok. That TikTok happens to be Solistic Glow. Interesting. That seems to be a man who seems to go hand in hand with.
Oh, you know what's funny? Allegedly speculating just texted me. She said it's fake though. All of this is fake. They used the email Jess and Jason 1987. That's why that is on Pinterest. His name would have been something different. It says coming soon because she thinks Elevated Truth created an account on that man site using her email name. Interesting. That tracks though, because that's what they've been doing. So that's not even her. Not shocking. Are we shocked? They did the same thing and created accounts to go try to talk to Craig and set Craig and Brittany up on a bunch of shit too. Same with Jay and the broken links and the fucking shit that they sent around. I'm not even shocked by this whatsoever. They likely did it with Kyle too. I just didn't fucking bite on anything they did there.
Somebody's old man. And then you say, wait a second. That's on X. My bad. That's on X too. I'm sorry, my bad. But it's in his government name, which I won't be using because then they try to say something. Let's keep going here. And funny on that.
Yeah, you can't sell shit on Pinterest. He tried to take the merch direction and talk about Pinterest. It's not Pinterest, it's Etsy that people sell on. Pinterest is a pinning board for like crafts and stuff. And if you know anything about Allegedly Speculating, she does a ton of craft shit, but it's Etsy that people sell stuff on. And even then, that's those merch situations. It was a fourth wall. And the only reason why it would fill up is because she wanted to be transparent. And she knew that as soon as she took it down, they would say she was hiding shit. So that's that.
There's another, as you go through these emails I'm about to talk to y'all about, you come upon a Facebook page. And that Facebook page,
oh shit,
funny enough, has a
oh shit, not this motherfucker being platformed on Queen Bees to talk about going to people's Facebook pages. Oh, say it ain't so. But oh my God, it was burn me at the stake because somebody emailed me public Facebook posts of him. Oh shit. Well, isn't that fucking, yeah, oh yeah, they're trying to do the most F you. Absolutely. Yeah, yep, sure do, Tara. Oh, this is getting better and better. And Queen's willing to platform any of this, let's be very clear. These situations are nothing to do with one another. Allegedly Speculating, like I said, feel how you want to. Don't agree with the emails. You don't have to. She don't even agree with it. Like, that's the fucking craziest part. She regrets doing that. She dealt with this a year ago, put it all out, was honest, transparent, because she didn't agree with her own decision. Like, hello, duh. But now they're using all of this, all of this to try and excuse their real life going and the targeted harassment. Doing a quick drive-by. ED had me troll the New Age Plug Guys panel on 321. I guess it backfired because I ended up being sort of friendly with them. I don't know why he wanted me to do that, but I find it odd. Wait, what, Bog? You trolled? Like, he had you troll? Go in there and, like, just bullshit with them or what? On March 21st? When round 2 was popping off and I was, yeah, what do you mean had you? I'm really confused by that. And thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. You went on panel? No shit. What are you talking about, Chico? I'm confused. Nobody's trying to do anything to get into my, I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, BJ. Nah. Mm-mm. No. I'm not interested in it. No. I see what you're talking about. No, there's no need for all of that. No, I'm doing content. This is where I'm keeping everything. Nope, we're good.
What I guess to describe to us was an emo person, but I didn't know emo people wore red dresses that look like prom dresses. So that's odd.
I'm on Rumble too.
Once again, public record. And then if you go and you look a little bit more, you think to yourself, well, why would someone who's only emailing one murder?
Bog, what I'm confused by is, what do you mean hold on, let me see. No. A lot of you emailed me out of concern for her. Listen, that's not it. I was getting the troll. I can show you guys a couple of if I need to. I was getting a few emails from people that were trying to like rage bait me to go up on these panels. I guess they dropped the link or something and we're letting people come up. And so I started getting emails trying to like bait me to go up there. That wouldn't have been a good situation because I don't talk about true crime and they were talking about the Stephen Stern stuff. So that wouldn't have mattered to me whatsoever, but I would have dog walked Elevated Truth and Queen Bee and their little crowd back to the truth of what's going on. And I would have likely been dumped off panel because it would have been a bad deal. Oh, that's not shocking. Just another troll at all. I'm trying to find Bog's comment about what I'm not understanding. Did he ask you to go up on panel? Yeah, that's what he had people come and message me on Discord to tell me to go on their panel. Okay. Truth was streaming on Kick. Asked where I was. Oh, he content farmed them. Oh, did he restream them in real time, Bog? I got you. So they told you he was live. I got you. I bet he restreamed them live. So he was content farming and using you, like wanted you to go up on panel and talk to them. Okay. I'm following. Do you remember what it was about? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, shit. Listen, these guys. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. I've got it. It's about JLR. They should look. You guys want to talk about something? You want to talk about JLR's suicide hoax that he just set up using Ted allowing him to use it. Oh, by the way, I need to do an update on that. Criminal Network admitted that it was a suicide hoax. He said you can call it whatever you want, but yeah, he admitted that it was a suicide hoax.
Pedo.
I got the stuff with Bog pulled up. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I want to keep on track here. But thank you for letting me know. That's interesting because he was content farming them for content purposes. He wanted you to go up on panel, it sounds like. So he had a reason to restream them. Okay, cool.
They would probably only need one email address, right, Queen?
I mean, you would think so.
I mean, that would make sense. So if I said H blank H prison inmate at netzero.net, you would think that would be the only one, right?
Right.
So then if I said H blank H prison inmate at AOL.com, that would probably mean that's pretty fucking old because no one uses AOL, right?
Yeah, AOL, they're up for a while.
So then if I said there was another one.
I mean, I guess it is, but it's been a while for me. I guess I don't.
Okay.
About the DC, what do you mean about the DC? I just heard Cappy say this AM on a replay that was a whole last lie about the death certificate. Oh, yeah. Elevated Truth. Yeah, he fucking completely lied about the death certificate, but they all believed it and they ran with it. Queen directly blamed me for that. Oh, he's always whining about being doxxed. Nonstop whining about being doxxed.
So then if I said there was another one that was H blank H prison inmate at bellatlantic.net, would that be odd?
Petty AF says, can you drop the receipts, please? Truth.
Yeah, I'll send them.
You got people confused as fuck because I mean, what are you saying? Basically, she got a bunch of email addresses that she be writing prisoners in, and is she a homie hopper like that, or like a prison?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's another one.
Inmate hopper. I mean,
Queen can't follow this along, and no, none of this is what he's trying. He's trying to slickly dox out allegedly Speculating's husband and link them to Craig. Queen. That's what he's trying to do, and you're not following along. No, she's not a homie hopper. She's not an inmate hopper. She's none of the. She messaged with Stephen Stearns. That was it. That was all. She took accountability for it a year ago. Shut the fuck up. But Queen is desperate to get away from being asked about the receipts.
is that what we're dealing with here? We got a fucking inmate hopper or what? Impeller?
Well, let's just say we have the same email address, but it's a NetZero, an AOL, a bellatlantic.net, and then you added 1987 on the last one at a yahoo.com.
And some of these are her high school email accounts. HCH is high school. It's her high school email address. Can I say that name on here? Are you okay with me saying your high school's name on here? So they're fucking, they ran a background check, found all these emails that link to her and are putting them in places trying to connect dots. So HCH stands for Harnett Central High. HARNETT. That's her high school email address. These fucking assholes are so pathetic.
So
interesting. Kind of like I have proof I didn't write the prosecutor. I didn't email him, but you got 5 fucking email addresses.
yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Wait, what? Dude, what?
You added 1987 on the last one at yahoo.com.
What,
So,
dude?
Interesting. Kind of like I have
What?
proof I didn't write the prosecutor. I didn't email him, but you got 5 fucking email addresses.
yeah, I think that would be
Pretty
interesting.
fucking interesting, I find.
And then you might say, well, Truth, you got to be wrong. And you're like,
What are you talking about, Queen? Hold on. I got to hear this. I can't even process all the fucking bullshit going on. Sorry. And I'm getting sent a million things. Hold on, you guys.
Fucking inmate hopper or what? Impeller?
well, let's just say we have the same email address, but
What
it's
the
a net
fuck,
zero at
bro?
AOL, a bellatlantic.net. And then you added 1987 on the last one at yahoo.com. So,
Interesting. Kind of like I have proof I didn't write the prosecutor. I didn't email him, but you got 5 fucking email addresses.
yeah, I think that
Kind of like you didn't. What? Who accused you of emailing the prosecutor? What?
Not gonna happen.
Bitch, May 22nd, 2026.
I'm surprised Clue's allowing you in her fucking Discord because I'm gonna tell you something else. When somebody wrote a police report on her and went for her motherfucking throat, what I do? Had her goddamn back in a motherfucking second. Thank you, Midwest, for dropping the membership. Appreciate you showing some love, baby. Thank you so much.
Queen, you're such a fucking desperate goddamn liar. It's funny. But every time you do these situations and these stories and these rewrites, it makes me realize you are fucking sweating, bitch. I mean, I see why you're really hanging out with the prison community because you definitely need their help of what commissary items to buy and the trades to do and the recipes for you to cook. Maybe they'll teach you how to cook fried chicken in the sink. I mean, sounds like, according to as nervous as you are, you might be worried about a prison sentence at this point with all the fucking rewrites you're doing. Because, bitch, listen, your own words, May 22nd.
But I'm not gonna deal with the playing in my face shit. That's something I refuse to deal with that. I'm not playing that shit. Not for a motherfucking second. With that being said, we're gonna jump right the fuck back into it. We finishing our live from last night, and then we're gonna start on the one from today. Keep lying on me. I already called the DA and spoke to him. I talked to him today. I'm not gonna play with you and your bullshit. I'm not doing it. You've already made yourself look like a complete donkey's ass. And I didn't FOIA the shit. Somebody else did. I got it from them. So don't try to go into Clue's fucking Discord and intimidate me, bitch. Because that's not gonna motherfucking work. So it says Julie Skolnick entered police headquarters requesting to speak with an officer.
I was muted. God damn it. I was muted. Sorry, guys. I was muted. I'm just over here laughing. I'm cracking the fuck up, though, because how dumb. I got you guys. How dumb do you have to be to continue to rewrite the shit? Her own fucking words said that she called Julie's town and clerk. I don't know why she's saying email shit.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's another one.
Inmate hopper. I mean, is that what we're dealing with here? We got
Listen,
a fucking inmate hopper.
I got you.
Well, let's just say we have the same email address.
Look, there's so many things going on right now and so many lies being told. My head's all over. I'm unmuted.
But it's a net zero, an AOL, a bellatlantic.net. And then you added 1987 on the last one at yahoo.com. So
interesting. Kind of like I have proof I didn't write the prosecutor. I didn't email him, but you got 5 fucking email addresses.
Yeah.
Kind of like I didn't write. No, bitch, you said this.
Regarding a prior report she had made, specifically where it states that she explained Turner and Becky have recruited individuals from other platforms to view and share the video. Skolnick went on to explain she wanted to clarify the statement and advised, even though Nonsense on the Web and Queen Bee received an email from Chris DeMichael 4200, which
not Queen putting the name in there. Oh shit. To which this account turned around and emailed Queen magically that I tried doxing them. Okay.
happens to be, I'm guessing, Julie's friend, in my opinion. I don't really know. Not too sure what this is about or who this is, but this seems like a whole fucking, it's fucking weird. It's all fucking weird shit to me. That contained a video of Skolnick.
We debunked that in real time. She admitted to getting an email. She said as such.
Her court session April 10th, and only Turner had attempted to get another, and then she puts YouTuber instead of trying to say on Kick. She said another platform the first time. So she tried to act like she fucking said another platform. She's like, oh no, I'm going to take Queen out of it. That was a lie. That was a lie. Because the only two other people on
Julie never said that. It was her fucking mod postcards running around saying that Julie was taking Queen out of these reports. Julie said, sure as fuck am not. Nope, not doing it. Nope, Queen tried doxing my stepsons, which never happened. Julie out here accusing people of crimes all the time. Her mods tried to tell Queen, no, she's taking you out. No, she wasn't.
The platform would be,
and we have all those videos. They're on my page.
Truth and Clue. So which one was it, bitch? Which one was it? Who the fuck? Which one of them did I try to recruit?
She's got to meet
which one of them? Which one was it?
God damn, Granny and Truth out here making everything. They got victimhood quota to meet. It's fucking funny as shit. Oh, Granny. The biggest victim that's ever roamed the earth.
Can't be Clue because you're still sitting in her Discord, right? Trying to be her friend, trying to smile on her face.
Right. Gosh, she did.
I just want to know, were you smacked ass fucking drunk when you wrote this, or were you sober?
She's talking to Julie.
I'm just curious.
You're welcome that you know about this because of allegedly speculating to myself.
Your friend Cromwell says you get smacked ass fucking drunk quite often.
That's a pretty typical Queen thing, but Cromwell's did. And Julie is a drinker, as we all know.
Something about loving the vodka a little too much or something like that. I'm not really too sure. Don't really remember, but just saying. Probably should know what you're talking about before you go in and do some shit like this.
Oh, I love that for her.
Because we sure as fuck did talk to LaSalle already. Yes, ma'am. I sure did.
Oh, shit. Yeah, why are you talking about emails now? You said that you did what? Come again, Queen? May 22nd. What's edited clips, Sheila?
Because we sure as fuck did talk to LaSalle already. Yes, ma'am. I sure did. And the clerk of court sure did.
Oh, shit.
And they've had several calls from several people about you.
Oh, really?
Several calls from several people about you.
Who was that? Because it wasn't allegedly speculating and I. So why aren't you being used in Julie's rewrites? Oh, because it's all a performance.
So then she goes on to lie some more. And she says, let's see here.
Speaking of lying some more, get back to it. There you go.
I think that would be interesting.
Interesting, I find.
And then you might say, well, Truth, you got to be wrong. And you're like, yeah, that's possible. Until you realize
they're edited clips, their entire fucking live streams. Here you go. Here's the live stream from the 22nd that I just showed. Look, there's no editing. This is an entire live stream that hasn't even been altered. It's got the live chat replay and everything on it. I mean, go on with your bad selves. I'm not the one over here cloning people's voices and shit. I don't do that shit. Sorry.
realize that the person's government name is one of those as well. So, also the other one is the government name of the person and a nickname of someone else. So yeah, we're not wrong about this. So my point is, and yes, I'll send this to Queen, but my point is, if you're just emailing one man and he's only responding to you on one email, can someone please look at the emails that she provided and find out what the email address she was sending from was?
Now they got to switch it up again, though. And, you know, they bitch about my 15-hour live streams, 15-hour-long live streams, because I'm like a fucking dog with a bone. And I don't remove context. It's something I stand against. In fact, that's their buddies, Hartley and their clip channels that remove context and edit clips to look a certain way. That's their friends. And at this point, fuck all clip channels. Well, I did ask Madison to switch the Marlboros to Camels because that's insulting. I smoke Camels.
Because I'm going to venture to tell you that it's not any of the ones I just read you.
Or my thing is, were you doing personal?
They're trying to say that I did something to their clips. Meanwhile, their buddies, Clue and Cletus, are actually cloning people's voices. Fucking, this is great. Oh, I love when people just get stupid. Cute mom. Seconds count. Thank you so much for the Rumble rant. It's second count because I stand with you in the truth. Thank you. Thank you for the Rumble rant. And thank you for the gifted subscription to my Rumble channel. Thank you so much. Sorry, I got to be reminded it doesn't show me all the chats combined. And I need to come check on you guys. Thank you for the support. Appreciate that.
Emails under one, and the ones you read out for your YouTube channel under.
No, they're not.
Or would you be happen to be one of those ladies who was writing him under a different name?
And while we're up here, can I just...
Oh, and by the way, allegedly speculating sent me a direct screen recording from the site of every interaction. They're trying to claim that it's like hundreds of emails. Nope, it's not. What she put out there, I confirmed, is exactly what is on the site. Like, she sent me directly from the site. So what they're trying to imply that there's all these hundreds of emails, all the emails are on her page. She went over them, and then White Boy has them on his page. There's not hundreds. And if there are hundreds, they're fabricating emails too. That's just a fact, because she has a screen recording directly from the site of what and how many emails she actually did.
Ask one more question, and I'll shut up for a second. So if you go to her, she took her merch link off of her YouTube, but her page is still there. And if you go to it, I'm going to click on it right now. If you go to it, well, that's the thing. But here's
the problem I have with how people are clipping is they're not clipping important pieces. They're clipping very salacious and removing like major pieces of the story. That's the part I have an issue with. Queen threatened to strike their channel and take it down. That's probably why they're not clipping Queen. I don't give a shit if they clip me. I just don't like the nefarious fucking bullshit that's being done.
What's more important, because not only is she breaking the law by using Maddie's name to make money, but she also makes a statement that all profits are going to be donated, and then puts how much the profit is on each one.
Who's NS? Are you talking about me lumping everybody together? Island Princess Kimmy, if you can't follow who I'm talking about, ask me. Most of the subs here, most of the people here know exactly who I'm talking about, who's responsible for which pieces of this. And I don't know who you think I'm lumping together. They are one group. Granny, Queen, Truth, Clue, Cletus. Clue and Cletus, cloned audio. Queen Bee, running from her lies about her legal fund and thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars she scammed a community for. Granny, zero transparency in her 2 gives and goes, while she continues to ask for more legal funds with 2 cases that have zero movement whatsoever on them. Elevated Truth, which lie do you want me to tell? There's a million of them that he's told. Which one do you want me to repeat? I've detailed all of this and broke it apart. I don't know why you're having a hard time following along, but if you're referring to me, I haven't lumped them together in any capacity. I can tell you exactly who's doing what. And if you can't follow, ask. If you are having a hard time following of who is they that I'm referencing, just ask. Because the comment section knows exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. We've been following this and watching their setups for fucking months. 8 months, to be exact.
The funny thing about that is the other side is screaming for receipts on you, Queen.
Oh.
And I think...
And right here is how they're trying to lump these situations together.
That all that's more important on it right now. If you go to it... Well, that's the thing. But here's what's more important, because not only is she breaking the law by using Maddie's name to make money, but she also makes a statement that all profits are going to be donated, and then puts how much the profit is on each one. And the funny thing about that is the other side is screaming for receipts on you, Queen.
And here he goes. The other side is screaming for receipts. There is no sides. There's right and wrong, and you guys being constantly wrong. Queen took hundreds of thousands, in my opinion, of dollars, promised a community receipts on her legal funds, and is doing everything to distract and deflect because she lied to other creators, used their integrity. their standing in the communities. And then when asked for what she promised she would provide, told everybody to get fucked. That's why she's platforming your fucking ass and all your stupid riddles, because she's looking for any distraction away from being called out on the fuck shit she's doing. But don't worry, we'll get right back to all of her lies in just a few.
And I think that we need to see receipts of how many hoodies were sold, how much money was donated. And by donated, do you mean that you gave it over to that pedophile, murderous motherfucker and put it on his books? I got questions.
I asked that too.
So, like I said, be mad at me or be mad at the pedophile loving motherfucker.
I mean, do you remember?
So because of how he's doing this, like lumping us all together, the threat he made to everybody, again, I remind you, this would actually apply to P&O, because P&O is okay and promoted guilty of crime, who also emailed with Stephen Stearns, according to their own words. So therefore, I guess according to Elevated Truth, that means that P&O would apply in this threat too, because that's what he's doing here. Because I associate with allegedly speculating, even though I'm not okay with the emails to Stephen Stearns, which it doesn't even matter. That's done and over. She hasn't done it again. She learned her she's learned her lesson. She regrets it. But you have somebody who's very proud, guilty of crime, of messaging with Stephen Stearns, who is being said to be an incredible fucking journalist. So wouldn't the same apply? So this is also directed at P&O, isn't it? YouTube Streets and everybody else that's okay with guilty of crime, because this is all directed at all of us who are okay with allegedly speculating at the same time of disagreeing with her emailing Stephen Stearns. You see how this works, Truth? Let's listen to it again.
No. I know.
Yeah, every day.
That I am going to make it my personal mission to expose each and every one of you subs and creators. I will make sure I do everything within my legal ability to find out who you are and post your name online on a list of pedophile simps, along with your comments that you made in support. I will spend the next year paying private investigators to find out who you are, so that the internet knows that you support a murderous pedophile. And if you think for a motherfucking second that I will not do it, you've lost your goddamn mind.
That's courtesy of Independent Thinker, and exactly why Elevated Truth is going after Independent Thinker, because Indy clipped his threats. And Indy has been a long time supporter of Queen. So is just Samantha. And Queen's over here platforming the guy, threatening all of them. Shocking.
Does anyone remember her asking him, like, hey, who else are you writing or emailing? That's like,
yeah.
It could have been her, like, under a whole different account.
Oh, none other than fucking spilled tea. Too bad the only thing she spills is a bunch of fucking trash and lies. She too came from TikTok at the start of Sebastian Rogers' case, according to her. Green team extraordinaire. Oof. Interesting. And rocks in her mouth is up there too.
Email address. Or if they work in pairs, right? Like they have joint accounts. She has joint accounts with her husband. Could have been him, and she was just maybe testing his honesty and see how like honest he was being with her. I don't know.
Well, it's possible. But
it seems like a team effort at this point, like based on their Pinterest and their weird.
What's interesting is then there's a link on one of those, things I said, y'all can do your own research, that links to a church. And when it links to that church, you start realizing that these individuals sound very, very similar to another couple we're familiar with. So then you go down that fucking rabbit hole and you start realizing that maybe they're reposting the same creators. Maybe they're not too far from each other. And maybe there's more to this story that's been let out already. But these are a lot of maybe.
Lindsay, if you're just coming in, I played all of that in the beginning and showed some blatant hypocrisy there. That's why I can't take any of this serious. And it's such a performance. They're trying to use these other channels to incite more real life bullshit. They're trying to get somebody fucking hurt is what they're trying to do.
Well, that's the reason I clicked the link, Truth, was because I wanted to ask you if you could clarify, is there a link between that you've seen proof of her husband and Craig?
So that's kind of,
Isn't that an interesting question? Spilled tea, is there a link? Who cares? Let's say that they did know each other. They don't at all. But let's say they did. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with anything. But do you see how stuck on stupid they are? That, oh, does that link to Brittany and Craig? Why? Because Elevated Truth has some disgusting theory about Craig and a newborn baby because he can't fucking hear and tried to twist and turn something that Craig said to be something fucking disgusting, which Craig never said. Elevated Truth did. So now you're trying, shut the fuck up, Spilled Tea.
Because I wanted to ask you if you could clarify, is there a link between that you've seen proof of her husband and Craig?
so that's kind of a tricky question to answer at this very moment. There are social media posts that are very coincided with each other around the same times, that are based on the same subjects with the same belief system and the same political and religious standpoints. So,
but at this point, it's nothing more than just a coincidence that maybe they have the same extremist views on things or follow the same.
Hold on, let me say this. I'm not in the business of taking up for any of them, right? What I'm saying is you make your own decision. I'm not going to clarify one way or the other because I don't trust any of these fuckers. So in my opinion, they're all connected. And if I see something that is way too familiar for me to feel comfortable with, there's a connection. That's how I feel. So I can't assume how somebody else builds their assumption. That's how I build.
Oh, right. He can't tell you what to think. So in other words, he's trying to lead you to, yes, that happens. No, it doesn't. And then he's trying to do this. But I didn't say that. That's not what I said. He's implying it heavily. And she asked the question to lead people there to believe that there's some connection between allegedly speculating's husband and Craig. Nothing to do with it.
Mine. So that's just me speaking, from my perspective. So for me, there's way too much and I don't believe in coincidences.
What's hysterical is, who's in the same mindset, even more so than anybody that I've ever seen? Elevated Truth. Elevated Truth has more of the extremist mindset that he's trying to point out of these guys than any of them. Craig does think he's the chosen one at times and has said some wild shit around that stuff for sure. But Elevated Truth has some extreme and uses faith and political manipulation. Like, you see what he does.
So and you have to ask yourself, why was this woman so interested in getting in between Craig and Julie out of nowhere?
Right. Yeah.
She wasn't interested in it at all. She taught me, because she's a true crime channel, how to FOIA a document. That was it. That's all. That was all that happened there. Was that I asked for help. She taught me how to do it appropriately. She wasn't interested in coming between them at all. And again, Julie filed for an RO on Craig in Superior Court. We couldn't even find anything out about that. That was all private. Julie got denied her RO from the court. That's so simple.
Total random. Yeah.
There's so many coincidences that for me personally, unless something shows that there isn't a connection, I feel like there is, but that's my opinion. I've always said it was my opinion. Everything that I say is my own opinion.
Of course,
do your own
Froggy.
research.
And that was a little strange because she went from her own history covering like high profile true crime cases, whatever, to a small misdemeanor or disorderly conduct case in New Jersey.
Nope. It's simple. Julie accused people, Brittany and Craig, of crimes. She wanted felony charges based on things that weren't even directly said to Julie. They tried to encourage Julie because Brittany had just filed for an RO on Craig or on Clue and Cletus in October. Julie started poking, which we went over in part 2 and 3 of them intentionally knowing that Julie was poking. Granny and her had a 2-hour conversation where she directly states, that she asked Julie for help on certain things. Then she turned around and manipulated everybody over the last 8 months that she wasn't okay with what Julie was doing, and her and Julie weren't cool. They knew that Julie was poking Brittany and Craig for a reaction to continue this shit. We watched that at the end of part 2 and into the beginning of part 3. Clue was absolutely okay with Julie poking at Craig and BJ, trying to get a reaction. As soon as she got that temporary order of protection granted on February 11th, she tried to have him violated based on bullshit. That wasn't enough, though. She tried filing for private citizens. Well, she did file a private citizen's complaint, to which is what we FOIA'd. Just the police reports and the accusations that she was making around the case that she brought here, hoping to get felony charges. That's it. She didn't try to come between anything. But good attempt there of lumping it all together. Meanwhile, you're sitting on the panel with a woman who admitted to calling the prosecutor and having conversations with Julie's law enforcement and her prosecutor. Go on, though. Tell us more.
That's random. That seems random.
Well, it is it though.
Right.
And that's where I stand on all of it. Anybody, I'm not side-eyeing. I am looking directly at anything that doesn't look right, because you cannot say.
Well, we know he was. Do you remember the live stream that Julie did when they were calling Julie the nuclear option, and they chose to pull the nuclear option? However, because of my need to find the truth, the nuclear option was made out to be the clown she was, how she was misusing the court systems and trying to get false charges on somebody. But if you recall, Cletus said something about crazy Aunt Julie, but didn't follow it up with, I love crazy Aunt Julie. And she did an entire cry stream because he didn't say that he loved her. It was the most cringe fucking shit that I've ever seen. But this makes me go back to, once again, I think the docket dude recorder was a third party and likely not far out of that circle.
In a community and claim that you care about children and sit on your platform for the last fucking 3 years that I've been on here and go after this person and that person and all that, and then stand silent or decide not to make a statement on something so fucking serious. And then
and this is trying to demand me to speak out. I don't agree with what she did. And that's that. She didn't agree with it either. Okay, moving on. I did. I told people, feel how you want to, but you're not going to force me to like feel some sort of way. Are you going to make P&O make a statement and stand against guilty of crime, since she was messaging with Stephen Stearns too? So you're going to demand P&O and YouTube streets to stand against and drag Go Real Life. You're going to do the same to them because they're cool with guilty of crime, who also emailed Stephen Stearns. That's what we're doing here. I mean, I can't wait to see this energy. Get going, Truth.
I am looking directly at anything that doesn't look right, because you cannot sit in a community and claim that you care about children and sit on your platform for the last fucking 3 years that I've been on here and go after this person and that person and all that, and then stand silent or decide not to make a statement on something so fucking serious. And then to have the
I made a statement.
audacity to push it off as creators are just trying to use it as distraction.
No. And I agree with that. I think that
Creators are trying to use it as a distraction. Like I said, the very person that brought it up and gassed it up was none other than Granny's Watching, who you raised money for, who sat in the chat as those emails were being read and was happy with it. In fact, wanted to speak to Deb Stearns herself. Yeah, you don't get to rewrite this shit. You want me to have some sort of unchecked emotions about it and shun allegedly speculating. Not going to happen. I can disagree with her choice to email him, but she already handled that a year ago. So why the fuck am I going to sit here and just go on? I'm not going to do that. You're not going to demand it. Just like this is exactly what you fucking did with Jay. You did the exact same thing. You guys tried to demand that everybody have your same energy against Jay. Meanwhile, 99% of what you accused Jay of was set up and lies by none other than you, Clue, Cletus, and Queen Bee. And Granny helped with that too, didn't you, Granny? Oh, I love this for you. You guys fucking suck at these things.
this is a standalone issue. It doesn't have to do anything with who she's friends with or
who likes to or anything.
Exactly. This is a standalone issue that needs to be called out and addressed. And there are survivors like yourself who are affected.
Oh, God, here we go. There's survivors like yourself. Elevated Truth is the only one that has childhood trauma. Look, Get the fuck over it, spilled tea. Shut the entire fuck up.
By this kind of thing and have a right to share their story and speak out. And my question to her would be, instead of focusing her energy, and I've asked her in chat several times, I know she watches chat, I'm sure, but instead of using that energy towards figuring out how his brain works.
Ma'am, I hope you know, because you are speaking directly to me, that I rarely watch Queen Bee. In fact, 99% of the time, I don't watch anything to do with Queen Bee because she's fucking boring as fuck and dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Her panel is actually counterproductive because when you debunk something, her and her fucking chat undo all the work that channels like mine do to correct bullshit. Her and her chat and her panel usually fucking rewrite the story because they're so stupid and they spread nothing but misinformation. So no, anybody that's been around and knows me knows that I've never been a Queen Bee follower. You're just not that important. I've watched more Queen Bee in the last 2 weeks than I've ever cared to in 4 fucking years. Why do you never see me over there? Because I'm not there. The few times that I would go over there and go on panel was to correct bullshit. The few times that I was in chat, if I was there, I would chat. If not, I have no interest. Now I have interest because she's lying about, my opinion, defrauding hundreds of thousands of dollars, in my opinion, according to her fucking own words. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, she said that it cost her. How did she have hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay for a lawsuit if she didn't collect hundreds of thousands of dollars? You see? Don't worry, spilled tea. It's just not really that important. Now it is, but it wasn't before. Don't make it weird because while you sit here and a lot of you try to struggle with the fact that I've never called Queen a friend because we've never been fucking friends. You want to know the only conversation that Queen and I have ever had outside of YouTube drama was Queen because she needed an excuse. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. So she used something around her family as an excuse of why she wasn't paying attention to foul fucking shit done by none other than Elevated Truth. She was busy handling a family situation. That's the only conversation Queen and I ever had privately about anything outside of YouTube fucking drama or me asking questions about lies that she had told or people she was associated with that were fucking gaslighting everybody. That's not the basis of a fucking friendship, dipshit. We've never been friends. I just didn't pay attention. I know half the fucking shit that was even going on over there.
Why not?
It's just not that interesting to me. She's never been somebody I cared for and the panel fucking makes me twitch. It's definitely like watching the opposite of a Mensa fucking
Interview her family and find out the kind of human being she was.
Oh, not dog whistling, are you?
And speak out. And my question to her would be, instead of focusing her energy, and I've asked her in chat several times, I know she watches chat, I'm sure, but instead of using that energy towards figuring out how his brain worked, why not interview her family and find out the kind of human being she was? What were her aspirations and dreams before the trauma?
Oh, now she's talking about allegedly speculating. Fuck you, spilled tea.
What kind of human was she? So that way she could use her platform to present her to the world, rebranded as something other than his victim for the rest of her life. That's not interesting to her.
I agree.
That's not worth the research to her.
Yeah, I agree 1,000,000% with that.
I don't know actually who she's talking about. It was me, and then now I don't know.
And like I said, I can't say it enough. This is not about liking me, following me, any of that. You follow Queen, follow Queen.
That doesn't even fucking make sense to me at all. Does it make sense? What she just did there, does that even make fucking sense? Nope, it doesn't.
Follow whoever, follow them, but hold your fucking creators accountable to make a stand.
I don't know, Remy. I'm confused on that too because she was talking shit about me. That's who he was implying and was demanding takes a stand against what allegedly speculating did. And then somehow she switched it. I don't fucking know what she did there.
One way or the other, because silence is a statement, in my opinion. Sorry.
I agree.
Silence is a statement. None of us have been silent. I don't agree with it. Cool. She handled it a year ago. Cool. I'm not responsible for other grown adults' decisions. Cool. She's been open to asking or answering questions and addressing it. Okay, good. Moving on. Carry on. There's your statement. You don't get to demand that I have all these unhealthy, fucking dysregulated emotions about something that's already been handled. Okay, and I can't wait, though, for the same demands to be put on YouTube Streets, P&O, and all the other guys that are good with Guilty of Crime, and calling her a respected journalist as she messages with Stefan Stearns. I can't wait for that demand, Elevated Truth, because I'm sure you're man enough to go right back on that panel and demand that they shun and shame Guilty of Crime, because she too spoke to Stefan Stearns.
And someone said something a little while ago about, well, it's not about truth. No. I chose to use my situation because I wasn't going to use somebody else's situation and try to use explanations that I don't know personally. Right. But when you ask a question of, or when you say,
they wouldn't have been happy with that either. They would have found faults in that too, no matter what. This isn't about them caring about her talking to Stefan Stearns, you guys. They're sitting on a panel with people who are good with another creator who talked to Stefan Stearns. No matter what she would have done here, they were going to find something to use against her because they need something to demand of us and have a one-up, just like they did with Jay and the use of an alt to ask a fucking question. They couldn't stop there. They had to lump in all this other shit and make this entire lie about how she used Clues X. None of that was true. These are the setups that they do.
That your goal is for him to tell you what he did or what her mom did.
Nothing to do with it.
You have to understand what that question entails. And to give some of the very direct things that I said, it was so that you heard it. So you understand exactly what the fuck this bitch was asking for this man to describe to her. Furthermore, what audience or source to sell this do you have at your disposal where people are just going to give you money for what essentially is snuff porn?
Really? Really, Elevated Truth. You want to talk about you and your buddy that I did find it fucking funny the other night that they were cracking up about your best buddy Crabtree getting busted searching for Sebastian with some powder. They thought that was pretty funny and mentioned it the other night. Y'all got super quiet when they brought up your buddy Crabtree out there searching for a missing child with some powder issues. Y'all didn't fucking say, yeah, that's our friend. That's also the friend that you used to platform with as you dangled out private information about letters from a missing child. Are we going to call that snuff porn? What you dangled out and weaponized against Sebastian and Katie? Are we going to do the same thing? Because you riddled that shit out there on Crabtree's panel. We going to call that the same? Shut the entire fuck up.
Disturbing part.
I'm so sick
because
of these
when a
people.
predator describes to you what they did to an underage victim, and
when you're asking for details of it,
like that's fucking, it's
fucking sick.
Yeah. And people say, oh, well, this was a year ago. Where was the outrage? Obviously, Elevated Truth didn't hear about it. And what the fuck does it mean? And a year ago,
fucking either. I had no clue.
Saying don't even try that, because allegedly speculating already said that she lied about it and owned that shit right up front. So let's not try that, because that was already done a year ago too. She lied about it and then came out and admitted it and got right to where she was. So don't even try that fucking bullshit at all in any fucking capacity. If you want to sit here and fucking continue to move the goalpost, move it. But we see exactly what you're fucking doing, Zane. You and your fucking performative bullshit. Yikes.
Going on. They're like, yeah, you guys knew about it. No, the fuck we didn't. No, we didn't.
All a year means one more year that young girl didn't get to have a birthday, but you did celebrate the fact that she no longer had to live in the hell that she was in.
Oh, they did though, Remy. They did. Granny's Watching participated in those chats, was all up in that shit. Sure was. The very person that Elevated Truth raised over $4,000 for was all up in that shit. Knew that allegedly had lied about it, then admitted to it. She was all up in that shit. This whole thing of, I called it out. No, the fuck you didn't. Where's the fucking, where? Because everything that we found publicly states quite the opposite. That you were trying to also use it as an in to talk to Deb Stearns yourself, Granny. You don't get to rewrite what's factual. Isn't that
Disgusting.
suck for you guys?
Nonsense is letting known. Oh, fucking wussy puss sludge. Fucking talking about she's not going to be forced to address it because of Queen and Truth. And get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, it's selective outrage. That's on my title. Selective fucking outrage. Distraction and deflection. Y'all, so let's talk about Queen being something that happened a fucking year ago that's already been closed off and done. Why we smiled in her goddamn face the entire time up until 2 weeks ago. No, let's not talk about this bullshit that's going on or call out a fucking Chomo supporter or call out what the fuck's going on.
Chomo supporters. Nobody's supporting Stefan Stearns. Quite the opposite, actually. But good try there. Good try.
No. Oh, no. We're not going to be forced to call that out. We're not going to say
You want to talk about hanging out with a Chomo? Weren't you guys all around a Chomo back in the Michael Long days? When you were all modding for a bunch of people and there was a Chomo amongst your group? Like, you want to rewrite all these fucking stories and, oh, did Jay talk to Chris Watts? All that shit. Do you want to talk about being a mod for Critical K and being a part of all that group and all the fuckery around Michael Long? Because I know for a fact that a lot of the people that are performing about all this outrage about allegedly speculating modded for and were fine with people hanging out with Truthy and being all up in the mix of a bunch of fuckery there. Oh, fuck Sane. I'll be rude to her. Fuck that bitch.
But now that Chasing's read through those emails.
That bitch is so fucking involved in the fucking bullshit revival. She's the one who had Yue when Yue was on panel that night. All of a sudden, Yue's get messaged in Discord. Ask Earth if she FOIA'd something. And Earth is like, nope, I didn't. And then fucking dumbass Sane goes up on Queens like she has this gotcha. And she's like, oh, but we looked at public court documents. Yeah, the key word, we. What did Sane say? Oh, I like looking at this stuff. Public court website. No FOIA involved, but she tried that one. Oh, Sane's also the person that knew Kramit, another person who knew Kramit was content farming and impersonating Duty Ron and all of that shit back in early 2025 and didn't give a fuck about it until there was some mention of it. And then she decided to get honest.
And she's called it the fuck out. I'm sure tables will turn. Minds will change.
Oh, it doesn't matter. She already let everybody know that if you have outrage about this, you are no different than allegedly speculating herself. She also let everybody know in her video.
When was this?
Oh, I went over it on my live earlier.
Oh, well, Jason did a live just now. So, I mean, I went over to heard anything about it other than she told Sludge.
Not Jason, Sludge. I'm talking about, sorry, not Jason.
Oh, Sludge, yes. That's
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
So she probably did. She said that she wasn't going to be forced to be outraged after she said that she spent the whole day the day before trying to collect all the emails and how disturbing they were. Then she said
He's
that
talking about Johnson.
we, three of us, Granny was using it for pettiness. You're using it for deflection. And I, quote, broke this camel's back straw or whatever by trying to go after people for what they did to me. And that's why she wasn't going to have a stance on it. But then she decided to tell everybody that she thought that this cowardice bitch was a good person. And she apologized. Miss me with all of that. Every bit of that.
Sane's such a fucking pussy ass bitch. Ugh. God, these people are pathetic as fuck. Sorry. They are what they are, and I can't even handle their fucking little performances anymore. If it's not Sane, it's fucking Petty. If it's not Petty, it's fucking Jenna. It's one of their little fucking Run Tell It crew. Fucking thank God, Brit P. I'm surprised we haven't got a new fucking cry song about Carl being mean to her recently. God, these people are fucking losers.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how things are going to go after she watches Chasing's live that she just had.
I don't know, but fuck her regardless. Not Chasing, but Sludge.
Yeah, I'm just saying now that she's called it out, Sludge, you'll be the next one to say, well, I wasn't going to do it.
Who gives a fuck what Chasing said? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but at the end of the day, Chasing says it herself. She just has opinions. Chasing isn't like, here's the thing. They want to use Chasing when it aligns with what they feel. But then when they disagree with it, it's fuck Chasing. Chasing says the same thing. Like, who gives a shit? She's just giving her opinions. At the end of the day, allegedly speculating doesn't agree with what she fucking did either. Exactly, Remy. Like, that's the thing. But they're wanting to use people to push this narrative because she gave Elevated Truth, in my opinion, this little like, oh, he felt some sort of way. He has a lot of feelings, unhealthy emotions about a lot of shit. The dude's unhealthy. Chasing, like, okay, and what the fuck? Okay.
Truth and Queen Bee were saying it.
But they're trying to put a wedge there of, well, Chasing and Jones and are friends, and if they have different, who gives a shit? Some of us just see what Elevated Truth is doing. He claimed that the internet gave him some sort of medical condition and then watch the fucking performer get on here. Okay.
Yeah, it is fucked up. But I wasn't going to be forced to say it because
right.
Right. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and tell the community you lied about talking to the original founders of Gorilla Nation and that they told you I was a fake and a phony and they were coming after me. You still haven't addressed that lie. I've said it like 20 times. So I'm waiting for you to address that. Tell your community you were a lying bitch. You made it up and it never happened. That's the truth.
What?
Forced to say because then.
Right. While you're at it, why don't you go ahead and tell the community you lied about talking to the original founders of Gorilla Nation and that they told you I was a fake and a phony and they were coming after me. You still haven't addressed that lie. I've said it like 20 times. So I'm waiting for you to address that.
Yeah,
tell your community you were a lying bitch. You made it up and it never happened. That's the truth.
Ooh.
And you know that because, you know.
Well, fuck. Listen, Lauren, she threw a $500 super chat. Who cares if they're host and band creators that could get their channel taken? Who gives a shit? She's tossing $500 cash apps to pay for them to promote and facilitate more of their fuckery and targeted harassment campaigns. It came with a $500 super chat. Don't you think that's great when they could lose their entire panels for hosting band creators? I mean, that hush money, pretty fucking good. Definitely not worth $500.
All that shit y'all tried to come out with about that nonsense came out with trying to make me look like a bad person from TikTok. It explained everything. It showed everything. But yeah, here you are still lying to people.
Wait, what? Nonsense came out with, bitch. All your shit from TikTok and shit, your fucking little weird kink shit was exposed by none other than Queen Bee. Ghostbit ain't me at all. Nope. Sorry. That's not me. Good try, though.
All that shit y'all tried to come out with about that nonsense came out with trying to make me look like a bad person from TikTok. It explained everything. It showed everything. But yeah, here you are still lying to people.
It showed that there was no victim, that you, again, didn't go to the police over that situation as is because there was no victim. You just used it to try and get a viral moment again. Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, we don't take that dumb bitch serious or anything she says, but whoever this is okay. So what truth is?
Oh, is that so, Queen?
Thing is that there's a group of people who watch or talk about sick details about sick things. Am I understanding this right? Like snuff films or what?
No, what I'm saying is if her purpose was to get these confessions from this sick motherfucker, and she had already put other things behind a paywall, she knows goddamn well that there's no way that the TOS on YouTube would ever allow those things to be put on a screen. So who were you going to sell them to? Does that make sense? You had to have had a way to get rid of that, or else you would have had no purpose to do it. You can't share.
What the fuck? This motherfucker is, woo.
Would ever allow those things to be put on a screen. So who were you going to sell them to? Does that make sense? You had to have had a way to get rid of that, or else you would have had no purpose to do it. You can't share that sensitive information on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and that thing, Petty, right here.
The fuck?
If this was any of us on this side over here, they'd be rabid fucking dogs with the bone, and an apology would never surface. Ever. It would never be forgotten, and it would be way worse.
They're trying hard.
For sure.
Fucking nailed it, Petty, right?
She fucking nailed it. Rabid.
Fucking there.
People seem to forget there are some real victim warriors in these fucking groups. Whether we see eye to eye or not, and a lot of us don't, that's cool, no problem with that.
Oh, are there? Like you being a DV advocate as you weaponize DV situations against being an advocate for women and children as you dox women and minor children, as you put targets on their back by creating and concocting all these fabricated stories. I see you as you use pedophiles in your setups to try and claim, okay, I see you.
One thing we will absolutely, whether we dislike each other or not, form arms around is not allowing y'all to normalize pedophilia. Fuck you.
Yeah, nobody's trying to normalize pedophilia. Never has even remotely been the case or the topic or what even allegedly speculate. The fuck? They're acting like allegedly Yeah, fuck it out of here.
Sorry, Queen.
Sorry, man. I mean, I heard you had a really long live last night. They're saying that that locked and loaded's in here spamming the chat, talking about put it back up, put it back up, put it back up. But I don't know
you should probably tell your people before they report my shit that they should go back up. Suck a dick. Go fucking.
You can't really put something back up when it's going to get reported like that. So I don't know why you're spamming it through here like that. You can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you're getting reported all the fucking time.
No.
I mean, I wonder why people are getting reported all the time, because him and his group Clue, Cletus, Truth, Queen, proudly talk about reporting and encourage people to mass report. Cletus did an entire class on it. They've done entire breakdowns in Discords about how to mass report and mass flag channels. They've actually encouraged reporting of channels off of blatant lies that Elevated Truth has concocted. But poor baby Truthies, he ain't getting fucking reported. He's a chicken shit that can't stand on his fucking shit, so he riddles his content out there to get a reaction because he's a fucking creep.
And isn't there channels that like screen record and document and catalog all your lives anyway?
Sure.
Right.
So who fucking cares, really?
Right. If it's not about money, put your lives back up and stand on your words. If it's not about money, don't you think if I put it back up, I make money? You retarded ass.
And there he goes with the R word.
You make no damn sense. You're the same one that goes into everybody's chat and always talks shit because you don't like me. Well, bitch, I don't care. Save that for someone who gives a shit.
Yeah, that made no sense. Because you'd have to have it up to make money off of it.
Fucking ignorant.
JD Delay? Is that what they're talking about as JD Delay? Oh, they'll probably try to tap JD into this too. They're trying to tap anybody and everybody into it. They're trying to get this to be a viral moment, but their viral moment will crash and fucking burn when these people learn the fucking truth of what's actually going on here. Hell, promote this fucking bullshit. Watch how fast this turns around. Because at some point, people are going to fucking start doing their research when they get flooded with the facts. At some point, some of these people are going to be like, wait, hold up here. What did we get ourselves into? You want to cover the emails and take a stance against it like White Boy did and say that it's concerning, sharing pictures, like that stuff gets, okay, do that. But this other performative bullshit, re-victimizing victims, doing shit like this to help get her family fucked up, this shit here, ooh, you're biting off a lot of shit that you probably don't want to. But go on.
Whatever.
But that's their go-to. They're going through their list of go-tos because that's all they can do instead of just.
That's exactly right. And not only that, I'm sure he won't be a fan of somebody who is targeting women and using pedophiles to set women up. I'm sure he also won't be a fan of them condoning and co-signing a woman who tried to take out false charges and get a man fucked up because she took out and tried to get an RO on his buddies. Oh, when JD, if they get him tapped into this and oh yeah, I love it for them. Please do.
Admitting, really use the R word. Yes, I use the word retarded. Sorry if you don't like it. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I don't control your mouth. Don't control mine.
And when he finds out that Queen Bee promised receipts for a legal fund that the community supported, oh, I can't wait till he hears all of that, where she herself admitted that it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, how'd she have hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay if she didn't collect hundreds of thousands? And then failed to provide receipts for. Yikes. Sure, he ain't going to want a part of the honey laundering.
Seeming and
I don't know. Listen, let me say this. In case anybody doesn't know this, autism in its day was not considered autism, and it was classified under retardation. Okay?
Oh.
I'm an autistic individual who does not mind.
No, the fuck it wasn't. What the fuck? This uneducated fucking prick.
I don't know. Listen, let me say this. In case anybody doesn't know this, autism in its day was not considered autism, and it was classified under retardation. Okay? I'm an autistic individual who does not mind the word retarded because I can take the power back from it. So anybody who has a problem with it, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry.
Right.
There's no different than other words that other people take back and take the power away from the ignorant people.
Ma'am, will you drop your channel link, please? You guys, Lauren's been doing the work. She's got a lot of clips correcting a lot of shit. Her and Revival both. There's so many channels that are actually clipping important shit. There's a channel that's going to start clipping and has been clipping truth and some important pieces out of these live streams. It's something, they're the one that made me look like a fucking supermodel the other day. I'm like a fangirl and I can't remember the channel name ever. I will remember it sooner or later. But they're doing a great job and they're going to start documenting Elevated Truth too, so he can be iced out, and they're going to document the important pieces, which is great. This man is dangerous. and he needs to be iced out, but people need to start piecing this out because they've lumped it all together. And Queen is absolutely doing everything to promote and facilitate this man because it takes attention off of what she's been up to.
When I say something like that, it means you're being fucking stupid. Not that you're mentally disabled and you need assistance. There's a huge difference in context. Stop being so damn sensitive.
Well, and I think there's a lot of people that are really emotional. There's people that are kind of like, what the fuck is going on? You know,
I get that. You're a lot more understanding than me. I'm just a lot more blunt.
Well, not only that, but this affects you in multiple different ways. I don't have it. Doesn't. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect me like it does to you. I can still call it out, but this is something that you had went through on a personal level, just like people in the chat. There's a lot of people who have a really hard time with this.
And the thing is too, Truth, that like when you say inflammatory words like that, it makes people like sidetrack and focus on the shock value of what you just said, and then your message gets lost.
Right. Yeah. Let me ask you this, with respect, who gives you? And I'm not being attacking this, but who gives you the right to tell me that word can't be used? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what as a human gives you the right to tell me that I can't use a word that has never meant disrespectful to a certain class in the manner any of us have ever used it?
Right.
So who is it for someone else to tell me that that's a word I can't use? I mean, it just is what it is. I would never use the N with a hard R because I'm not J for justice and I have morals.
Right.
When I say the word, I'm not calling someone a mentally handicapped person. I'm saying what you're doing is so fucking stupid. It's beyond stupid. It goes into that. I'm sorry. That's just where this Queen.
Sometimes there's no other words you can use. I've used it too. Shit. Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say it.
It is what it is. Not that you want to use it. It's not a word that I like to use. I don't like that word at all. I really just don't. But some people use it all the time. Some people use it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't use it at all. I mean, fuck, like I said, sometimes.
Hold up. I got to take this back for a second. Wow. The fucking amount of bullshit right here. It's never been seen as disrespectful. Yes, it has. Like, what a loser. But hold on. I got something to throw in here. Y'all are just struggling like no other these days.
For you.
Right.
So who is it for someone else to tell me that that's a word I can't use? I mean, it just is what it is. I would never use the N with the hard R because I'm not J for justice and I have morals.
Right.
But when I say the word, I'm not calling.
Let's stop right there first. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. You notice Queen got quiet when he said, I'm not J for justice. You should have included I'm not Queen B either. Because Rolling Nomad posted the other day something that I find very interesting. Let's see if I can find it right quick. Queen B out here acting like a donkey's ass. But Rolling Nomad shared a post, let me find it, of Queen B reposting something in 2024. Hopefully they didn't take it down. God, was it that long ago? They might have taken it down. It was a repost of Queen posting a post about, it was foul what Queen reshared. They might have taken it down. Give me a second. I'll find it if it's still up.
Someone a mentally handicapped person. I'm saying what you're doing is so fucking stupid. It's beyond stupid. It goes into that. I'm sorry. That's just where this Queen.
Sometimes there's no other words you can use. I've used it too. Shit. Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say it.
There's no other word you can use. Yeah, there are. It's uneducated people who lack any type of verbiage or intellectual skills that feel they need to use that because there's no other word choice. That's such a cop out.
It's what it is. Not that you want to use it. It's not a word that I like to use. I don't like that word at all. I really just don't. But some people use it all the time. Some people use it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't use it at all. I mean, fuck, like I said, sometimes, I mean, I don't like to use that word. I don't like it at all. But I mean, sometimes when you just, there's really no other word. There's really no other way to explain it. Just, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. And I understand where you're coming from. But at the same note, I am on Queen's panel. I should have respected that. My apologies. I'll keep that word for my own channel. But you are right about that.
Yeah, as I said, we just don't use it over here. You know what I mean? It's like we just don't dig it over here. You know, it's just
the hell you don't.
I don't care if you use it on your channel.
She uses it all the time. What are you talking about?
Like I said, I think that, you know, I think this right here really fucking, you know.
She also has been using the spurg out. That's the word she uses. And that's a complete disrespectful term for Asperger's. I hate even saying it, but that's what she's also been using all the time. And that's a slight constantly to people.
Really shows you who fucking people are, because again, they're more worried about calling you out about the art. Now look, this is gonna be they're gonna make a big ass deal.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh my god, she's so unhinged over on Crazy Spam. You hear he was live so 400 fucking more. Did you fucking hear his message? You hear what he said? You hear what these? You hear all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
But really, didn't even need to be all that. Nah, we want to know why in the fuck you ain't calling this shit out. Period.
Right, but here's the thing: if they do that, it even more shows what they're supporting.
Right.
So let them do it. That's my whole point. It doesn't distract anybody from over here from knowing what the fuck the issue is. Let them show their ability and inability to distract. Let them show their cards. They're already doing it.
I guess, yeah, they do deflect over much less. So, and they have been.
Yeah.
Oh
no
my
matter what, make
God.
them show their cards, because that's what they're all doing.
Make them show their cards. There is no cards to show. Oh, I love this for them. God, they make themselves look out to be clowns.
Every last one of them have been nasty for over a year and a half, 2 years. They're all showing their cards.
They've been nasty. Because we don't like you, because you're sick and twisted and lie about everything. Okay. I haven't liked you for over 2 years. You're right. I stayed the fuck away from you until you tried this last bullshit in January and February, and I caught on to what you were doing and your setups. And then it's been nonstop dealing with your bullshit. I see you, Truth.
The problem is they don't like the energy put in them that they put on other people. I didn't like being called the predator and the this and the that. People in the chat.
Where's the clips of him being called the predator? Because it's nobody else but the panel that you're sitting on that started using your picture and placing it next to Cluminati's ex, the pedophile. They're the ones, Queen Bee and her Discord were the ones putting you next to an actual pedophile and comparing you to a pedophile. That was them, not me. Sure as fuck wasn't. Who called you a predator? Because I've yet to see any clips of anybody calling you a predator.
Yeah, and dangerous and all this. Don't leave with your children, blah, blah, blah. All off of a made up lie.
You are absolutely dangerous. You're a dangerous liar. You accused me of sexual assault because I called you erectile dysfunction. You said that I would pleasure myself if you took your life. You lie about everything.
And people in the chats, no disrespect, are people that joined in on that shit. So with all due respect, don't tell me that I don't have the right to stand up for this situation and say what the hell I want to. Because I'm going to stand for the victim every single time.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry. I may not be your cup of tea. I may not do it the way you like it, but I'm still.
And he's going to even stand up and use victim stories that are fabricated to try to get viral moments like he did on TikTok when there was no victim and he cared so much about the victim. He didn't report it to police, but tried to make content out of it. Okay, cool. As you re-victimize victims by doing this outrage performance, using Maddie's name, just like you've done with Sebastian and all your riddles and your bullshit and thinking that you're going to do something. Okay, cool. You re-victimize victims all the time. You re-victimize DV victims all the time. That's part of your show. In fact, tell your new friends about how you went and got all of these DV records on a bunch of women who don't like you to try and intimidate them. Tell your new buddies that you tried to do an intimidation tactic using 3 big male moderators who are able to be dispatched at the drop of a text message from you because you're such a fucking advocate, right? You're a fucking loser.
Do it.
It's what you are.
Yeah, that's right. I think most people do understand that. You know what I'm saying? And I think most of us here are mature enough to understand that this, has affected your real life in multiple ways. You know what I mean? And it's.
And I think anytime a survivor can tell their story from a place of power.
Oh my God. How is this about elevated truth? How does he have the way of making something that has nothing to do with him, right? We're supposed to be outraged over allegedly speculating, emailing Stephen Stearns. How did this become the poor truth, poor queen panel? Oh, wait. Victimhood 101. I got it.
Has affected your real life in multiple ways. You know what I mean? And it's.
And I think anytime a survivor can tell their story from a place of power, they should do it. And the community should allow them to do that. It's hard to listen to. It was hard to go through. But when they're speaking about it from a place of power, we need to let that happen.
Well, not only that, I think people are too. They're worried about your health and you know what I'm saying. It's because it's really fucking. This is what I'm saying. It's fucking hard to take in, man. It's very hard to take in. And I don't know. Did you hear me when I read Just Saying's post yesterday?
No, ma'am.
They got to her really bad. I guess it was really like they got to her so much that she ended up deleting her post. She but here I'm gonna read this real fast because she was really it really upset her. I mean, this is something that's really bothering her as well.
Before you do that, I'm gonna jump down. Thank you for having me up.
Thank you for having me, by the way. I didn't mean to be rude to you if you took it that way.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. You're fine.
I just want to make sure.
We're good. I'll see you in chat.
All right, baby. So it says, okay, I'm a little less emotional than I was yesterday. I'm still not turning comments on, though, because I'm not going to argue with everyone about my opinion on this, and that's because I have a very personal reason to feel the way I do. I let people shame me, and so I deleted it. I have never said that I am in charge of anyone but myself. I have never turned people away because of who they follow. I have never said I'm better than anyone else. And I have never said do what I say. But I am allowed to have my own opinion and emotions on my channel. And if you're lucky enough to not understand what it is to be violated as a child, then you probably don't feel the same as I do. And that's great for you. In my opinion, that man is a monster. An absolute and complete fucking monster who made Maddie's short life nothing but a living hell before he ended it.
He absolutely is a fucking monster. Agree.
I don't care who, what, when someone wanted to speak.
But no disrespect to Just Saying. Sometimes we have to disconnect our emotions and our personal trauma and recognize what the fuck this is. And what the fuck this is very clear to follow. They don't give a shit about Maddie. They don't give a shit about Stephen Stearns. They don't give a shit about what was done. This is a gotcha moment. It is what the fuck it is. It's a performative outrage of trying to do a targeted harassment campaign. And I'm sorry for anybody that has trauma that this impacts. But that's not what this is. And if you can't piece this out to be honest of what it is, then please, this isn't where people need to be.
To him, I will never agree. Journalist, documentary, private investigator, I don't agree with the shit, period. Thinking about some woman on a public true crime channel wanting to gather details on the abuse that I suffered and many others as a child to use this content makes me want to vomit. Feeling comfortable flirting.
And whether you like it or not, some of you need to recognize and realize that I don't agree with it either. But you know how common it is for people in this true crime space to reach out to these monsters and talk to them and try to get their sides of things. This isn't an isolated incident of allegedly speculating. They're promoting and condoning and actually amping up the very other person guilty of crime who had the same conversations, similar conversations with Stephen Stearns. You can twist it and turn it all you want. She's also been trying and been talking to Stephen Stearns' mom for ever and ever. Ongoing conversations. Allegedly speculating hasn't continued, but she has. The hypocrisy and the double standards is crazy. And whether we like it or not, this is a common thing of people in this true crime space.
The man who chose to violate a child every opportunity he got is something I will never understand. And I thank God that I don't. Hearing her speak to that man like Maddie wasn't a real person who suffered immensely at the hands of him, in my opinion, was failed by her mother. Hearing her repeatedly mention her big blue eyes and knowing that Maddie had big blue eyes full of innocence was extremely disturbing to me. Talking about the childlike things with a monster who lusts after children, such as Disney toys she used to play with is gross and disgusting, in my opinion. It was meant to appeal to that grotesque, lustful side. But maybe my trauma just made me a more compassionate person. I don't care if you agree or not. Do what you want. Follow who you want. I don't care who you already knew. I found out yesterday. My reaction is from finding out. I will make my own future judgment on who I follow and associate with based on that, just as you all will.
Same. I don't like it either. I like the cult side of it, but I don't like all the grimy and gory details. That's why I don't do it and don't really follow any of the cases or anything. And again, no shade to Just Saying at all. A lot of us have personal trauma. But in this space, you have to learn how to separate that fucking shit aside. Because if you lead with that as a justification for what they're doing and how they're trying to set people up by using this shit, I'm not asking anybody to be okay with those emails or what the contents, none of that. The truth matters. And what this is being used for is a targeted harassment campaign trying to get somebody fucking hurt. Well, they make excuses for people like Rainey, who sat in that fucking chat cheering this fucking shit on. And then all of a sudden now has this, oh, I called it out. The fuck you did. Shut the entire fuck up.
Independently. I have my own monster who luckily wasn't as evil as Stearns, and therefore I'm still here to express my feelings. Anyone who offers these monsters sympathy or attention they crave gets zero fucking respect from me. If you lived the details, you definitely wouldn't if you didn't live the details, you wouldn't understand why anyone would be okay with this. See, I missed my sentence here. And if you lived in these details, you definitely wouldn't understand why anyone would be messaging an abuser to hear those little details about a horrific action that still to this day haunts us every single day. Maddie was a real person, an innocent person who didn't stand a chance. She's not a fictional character, and the abuse she suffered wasn't a mistake. It was very intentional by Stearns. Just as I myself, just me, feel that writing him was not a mistake. It was very intentional for content and to be the first creator with the inside source. Some of you would sell your soul to the devil for YouTube fame. Just my opinion on my little tiny channel, though. I'm not.
And again, I find it very hypocritical that it's only allegedly speculating mentioned, and then when it is very well known by multiple people, especially those that follow BJ, because guilty of crime was just on her panel admitting to messaging Stearns. So then again, it shows you the selective outrage of the situation, that they want to talk about what allegedly speculating did while continuing to overlook and or include anything about other creators that did the same. I'm not condoning it in any way, shape, or form. I don't have to. I'm not justifying it. I didn't do it. But the selective outrage is what it is. And leading with personal stories is emotional manipulation. And I'm sorry it is. That's why I have to be very careful to not disclose a lot of my own trauma, because I don't want to emotionally manipulate anybody in any capacity.
Anyone what to do, and if I offend you, I'm sorry, but to me this is very important to say. And just because I don't address every wrong that takes place on here doesn't mean I agree. I am selective about what I spend my time commenting on, and unlike a lot of creators, which I consider myself a sub, really not so much a creator anyways, I don't want people feeling a certain way just because I do. I don't like the groupthink or echo chambers. Oh, and by the way, though, I have actually LL when I see people say she apologized.
Granny was such a nobody. She was such a nobody that Granny was in there telling her good job on her content and shit, right? She was such a nobody that Granny knew who allegedly speculating was way before I did. Such a nobody. Everybody becomes a nobody when they're no longer useful for Granny. Shocking.
So why can't she be forgiven? Nonsense. I'm looking at you. When I see people playing videos falsely accusing Granny of lying about cancer 4 years ago, or
nonsense looking at me. Really? Ooh.
Consider myself a sub, really not so much a creator anyways. I don't want people feeling a certain way just because I do. I don't like the groupthink or echo chambers. Oh, and by the way, though, I have actually LL when I see people say she apologized and changed. So why can't she be forgiven? Nonsense. I'm looking at you. When I see people playing videos falsely accusing Granny of lying about,
I don't know. A lot of you have been forgiven for a lot of fucking foul shit that I wouldn't do, have never done. You can look at me all you fucking want. At one point in time, you dumb fucks will stop trying to hold me accountable for other people's actions. And the emotional manipulation ain't gonna fucking work. At all. Not in any capacity. Because it's a fucking weapon. To weaponize trauma in this capacity, to emotionally manipulate people, to be forced into feeling something that we don't feel. As a fucking victim, you will not try to weaponize your trauma to make me feel some sort of way that I don't. I don't agree with it, and that's as far as it goes. I didn't do it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend and perform for a fucking group of people who are talking about this to enrage a community, not because they actually give a fuck about Maddie. Let's be very clear. Because Granny's content on Maddie Soto was to try to call BJ and other creators Jen Soto. That's why Granny did content on this. You remember Granny? Because I sure fucking do. You used Maddie's case to try and say that Jen Soto was just like other creators from Krama. If you ever gave a shit, you wouldn't do that. That's why this little Krama space should never touch true crime cases, because they're emotionally inept. Fuck no, I didn't. Yeah, I guess so. Fucking crazy.
4 years ago, or Loon trying to go on QB's panel and talk about things that happened 4 fucking years ago that have already been discussed on multiple times, or bringing up someone comments from 2021 that someone made, or a text message from 2020 that was privately sent. But yes, go ahead and forgive the accidental sending of numerous flirty emails to a murder chomo pedophile who, because she had a morbid curiosity. Try all you want to. I don't have to approve or agree. This community is beyond broken and toxic.
No shit.
I don't disagree with a single word that was said.
But let's focus more on what Brittany did, right? Let's continue to focus on what Brittany did. How much Brittany raised as you sit there silently while all the rest of them are doing the same thing, lacking transparency. The hypocrisy is fucking insane to me. But go on, do your best.
And I have to agree with just saying. I really do. CJ, this is me with the $50 super. This is my favorite creators aligned with my values and standards, and I'm proud of that. QB, Barbecue, Clue, Cletus, Truth, Granny, Breaking Chains, KK, Cheesy, Cappy, Trisha, Sang, Cram It, Hartley, Troll, You're Brave, and Restore Our Faith in Humanity. Much love, y'all. Thank you, CJ. This is
my God. Queen Bee, Barbecue. I won't put Barbecue in this shit because she's not. Well, I guess she is a part of that crew, so whatever. I've never cared for her like that, but I find it weird that they're putting her in with the shit. Go on, though. Clue and Cletus, trash. Truth, trash. Granny, trash. Breaking Chains, ugh. That's been a whole situation that I've had to learn about. KK, trash. Cheesy, trash. Cappy, Cappy allows my daughter to be talked about by B-Tim on her panel. Yeah, she can get fucked. Trisha, trash. Sane, trash. Cram It, trash. Hartley, intentionally clips things out of context to paint a narrative. And who's Troll? T-Roll? Fucking Tide Pod eater? Are we fucking joking? The very person that accused Queen Bee of money laundering? Okay. You are so brave. And Restore Our Faith in Humanity, how you can twist and manipulate people. That's another TikToker that came over with the TikTok crew.
And it's tough, man. It's tough when you see it affecting people like Just Saying, Truth, and many, many others. It's rough, and their reactions are all different. I mean, their emotions are all the same, though. It's awful. They feel it. They feel it deeply. And while we expect people to do the right fucking things, they're burying their fucking head.
And this is probably why, because of my own trauma, why am not interested in true crime cases or anything like that. But I'm really sick of people leading with their trauma to try and manipulate others, because that's exactly what it is. And you have to be very careful as a creator. You have a responsibility to walk that fine line. And many people in this space use their trauma as manipulation. It's wild. And I hate to see it, but it happens quite often. And if you can't disassociate those situations and see what it is and weed through that, it's probably not a good space to be in.
In the sand. And let's worry about the legal bill from a year ago that's already been closed. And like I said, you're not getting shit anyway. So that's dead in the water, okay? Let's focus on the fucking real shit that matters.
Oh, wait, what?
Awful. They feel it. They feel it deeply. And while we expect people to do the right fucking things, they're burying their fucking head in the sand. And let's worry about the legal bill from a year ago that's already been closed. And like I said, you're not getting shit anyway. So that's dead in the
water. No, we're not going to dead that in the water. You lied and manipulated people. And the other thing is, I'm not going to sit here and fucking feel some sort of way at your demands, Queen, as you platform and panel and sit cozied up to a man who doxed a sexual assault victim down to her social security number, looking at none other than Clutch Those Pearls, who is very comfy over there, who tried to find an unblurred image of a deceased child by the name of Kylie Rodney. Again, looking at Clutch Those Pearls to show his audience an unblurred photo of a deceased minor. So while you have this outrage, you want to talk about it? Because we can fucking talk about it. We can talk about it all day long. See, this is what you don't want to do, though. You don't want to do this because it looks stupid as fucking performative as shit. Because that's exactly what it is. You just are looking for anything to distract people off of the receipts that you didn't provide. Oh, I got some receipts of other things that I'm going to provide today, Queen.
Water, okay? Let's focus on the fucking real shit that matters.
Yeah, let's focus on the real shit. Back to Brittany. Back to Brittany, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes I feel like I have a need to explain, but then it is over explaining. But, I think sometimes the viewers
with all due respect, Chica, this isn't hard. This isn't hard. Stop letting them emotionally manipulate you to look past exactly what this fucking is. Feel some sort of way about the emails. Feel some sort of way about allegedly speculating, but recognize what the fuck this is and how many people that bury their heads in the sand are being fucked over right now because of their fucking performance and intentional bullshit that they're amping up to get somebody fucking hurt like this. If you can fucking sit here and justify these pictures being made, look no further. You got your problems.
Assume that everything a creator or live streamer does is for them or for, done specifically for their consumption. And I think that sometimes, at least for myself, I can only speak for myself, I do content that I feel I need to do, right? And so because of that, I may talk or see something.
And again, I want to ask, where the fuck is the outrage about Guilty of Crime? Where the fuck is the outrage? You want to see the merch she made while you're sitting over here talking about an emoji? There's merch that Guilty of Crime sold and made with Maddie's picture on it. But she's a respected journalist, right? She's a respected. Oh, you people disgust me.
Think differently than you do. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It means that the perspective in which we grew up and the environment when we grew up or the traumas or the trials or tribulations we've gone through are different. So we see something different.
That's made by Guilty of Crime, who was promoted by Piano last night. Here, I'll show you. Guilty of Crime made that merch while they're sitting here freaking out about what allegedly Speculating did with an emoji. That merch right there that I showed you with Maddie's face on it was made by Guilty of Crime, who was promoted by the channel that they were all on last night, Piano.
Cry for Maddie. Did Maddie ever cross her mind when she was? Now listen, and I heard her. We'll play her little side of the story. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody, but I heard your excuse, right? And your excuse.
And I'll say this again: I have nothing against these guys. They're just getting fed a bunch of bullshit and made to look like asses. I don't know if they know that Guilty of Crime has been communicating with Stephen Stearns or not. I have no idea, but she admitted it.
And shout out to Guilty of Crime,
right there,
because Guilty of Crime is a great journalist. You said that because Guilty of Crime spoke to the mother of Stephen Stearns, you felt as if you can speak to Stephen Stearns directly.
Guilty of Crime admitted on Queen Bee's, or not Queen Bee's, on Brittany J's the other day that she also speaks to Stephen Stearns. I'll play that clip one more time so you can hear it. Let me make sure my audio is switched over. Okay, it should be good. These people drive me fucking nuts. They're just getting fed a half-ass story.
I'm not a trauma channel, and I tried to get Jen Soto locked up. I've talked to lead detectives, prosecutors, anyone I can. So fuck that.
Oh my God.
That should piss me off.
So you didn't speak directly to Stephen?
No, we JPay, but I read all of the messages to you guys. Every message
they JPay, which is the same thing.
All of the messages to you guys. Every message that I've sent has been very transparent. But I didn't talk on the phone. It was JPay, and I talked to Deb on the phone.
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna have people.
So she did talk to Stephen Stearns too. She also made merch with Maddie's face on it. Again, not doing a whataboutism, but if you're gonna have this fucking outrage, then you better have it across the fucking board. So one's being talked about as a respected journalist, and the other one has her family being doxxed, fucking everything rewritten. Her voice has been cloned. Are they going to do that to Guilty of Crime and go back and read all of the messages between Guilty of Crime and Stephen Stearns and their cloned voices that Cletus did? You think they're going to do any of that? Probably not. And while they're talking about merch being made, they sit next to Laura, who has made candles about missing children before. You see how I can't handle the hypocrisy and the deflection? This is why.
But regardless of, once again, this isn't about liking me. The point about all of this is I said a word just a minute ago. I want to point this out. I said a word just a minute ago. And I've been watching the chat because it's interesting to me. Y'all did exactly what Queen said was going to happen. And I'm glad that I was able to see it, because what you're allowed.
Switch to my AirPod. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. I keep having to switch back and forth between my AirPods and my audio so I can play these clips for you. Just let me know if you guys can still hear me good or not. And again, no shade to these prison community channels, except this one I got a fucking issue with. These people are a part of trying to get this woman hurt. This is absolutely dangerous as fuck. You know how many people are going to think that that's real? And you're not going to tell me ever that these people give a fuck about victims in any capacity? They know how dangerous that is and decided to go with that? Are you fucking kidding me? And in Clues Discord, you have people dropping pictures. You know what a mockery this is of Epstein's victims? Victims that the man that they all worship, the Orange Cheeto, has done everything to re-victimize. There's Epstein. That's in Clues Discord. Oh yeah, Spearhead guilty of crime also at like 20,000 subs. She also said she needed private security to go to CrimeCon. She's a whole piece of shit. They want to feel some sort of way about allegedly speculating? Cool. But be honest. You want to talk about it and actually have outrage about emailing with these monsters? Then be across the board. Stop doing this fucking and being a part of a targeted campaign that he is attempting. Truth, Clue, Cletus are attempting to get someone fucking hurt over. And Queen, pay attention.
Is something as stupid as a word
Christ.
that I shouldn't have used on Queen's panel because it's not something she uses here, but it's a word that I'm very comfortable with and I stand on. But I shouldn't have used it here. You're allowing that to somehow take your mind.
Oh, my Lanta. As for Just Saying's post, I was one of the only ones I saw trying to speak rationally on her post. 99% agreed with her, so I'm not sure who shamed her to take it down. She probably just felt some sort of way. I have nothing against Just Saying, but at certain pieces of this, these people are intentionally weaponizing other people's trauma. And it's hard to regulate that emotion sometimes. It really is. It is hard, especially if you do have trauma, but it is so important and it is irresponsible as fuck to not regulate that emotion and lead with that. It is emotionally manipulation. And again, no shade. It happens. However, you have to be able to parse this out. And it's very hypocritical to mention allegedly speculating and demand people to feel some sort of way there when you're being dishonest about Granny's involvement and supporting that shit when it's clear as day what she was supporting. And Granny's mods need to call, oh God, they're just completely disgusting human beings. To even remotely diminish Epstein's victims and what happened by Epstein and try to compare that. And this is why these people are trauma and failures at life. To weaponize such a serious situation and how many victims he actually has for fucking bullshit because you are an ignorant fucking piece of shit supporting a complete fucking liar. Do you? But you're re-victimizing victims by minimizing what they've gone through. Because I sure as fuck have not sex trafficked a bunch of young children. You fucking ignorant fucking clowns.
Away from a child being used as a pawn in an adult YouTuber's fucking game. And the fact that you're so...
Welcome to fucking drama, Don. Call it what it is. I'm an asshole with a YouTube channel and a lot of opinions and a damn good memory. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. What you're not going to call it is not factual because that's all it is. It's their own fucking words. If you can't piece through it and see how important and dangerous these people are, you probably should go sit with them because it probably is concepts that go right over the fucking head of yours.
Easily distracted respectfully by that word and away from what really is going on is what
They don't give a shit.
Really is the issue with this situation. Stop worrying about me. Don't like me. Cool. That's not the point. Let's talk about what the problem is. The problem is the pandering to supporting.
No, I've always really liked Just Saying. Always really liked. I always will like Just Saying. It's just hard for people to regulate this and it's a wild world. But when you stop leaning into the facts and you only stick to hating Britney and everything revolves around hating Britney and protecting Granny,
this is what the spin you will get yourself into. And it is what it is.
Contacting, appearing to be the fucking girlfriend of a murderous pedophile. And not just that, of a young girl that was covered where all of y'all saw. Y'all watch this. Don't get distracted by not liking me. Cool, don't like me. That's fine.
What trauma is, in my opinion, Yinzi, is creators who use tragedies to facilitate their drama. It's not about the drama within a case. Trauma is about creators who think they do true crime 1/32 of the time and then use those true crime cases with other creators who do the same to create and continue personal fucking vendettas. It's the weirdest fucking space ever, and it's truly one of the most disgusting spaces because they use other people's tragedies to throw at each other. And compete with each other. It's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
That out the way. Let's concentrate on the problem, please.
Oh, it's not tragedy pimping by proxy. It's full on exploitation.
If I'm going to be honest, it's all Clue's fault.